McCain, hanging out.
Let's go. Lots to get into.
You ready for this? You ready for the show?
Ready for the
magic?
show.
Rest in peace, 2026 U.S. men's national team. We are going to try to do the DMAC and Reiter Hero of the Day. We have not been heroic in completing that segment because so much has been going on, but we're going to give it a go. And we have a brand new segment, the LA Sports Stock Exchange. You don't want to miss an hour from now. Lots of stuff to get into. We know that Messi is the GOAT, and he was GOAT-like again. We'll talk about that. We start with some Dodgers. That was a fun little game yesterday. Tanner, I don't want to call him Tanner not because he's been so good, but he did have a rough ninth inning. Dodgers go to extras. Shohei had a great game. 3 for 4, 4 driven. I think he had 4 ribbies, home run. Eric Lauer was good, right? Was decent. Quality start, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, was fine, was good, was solid. And in the end, it's our guy, the guy we've discussed a lot, Dalton Rushing, in the 11th, comes to the plate, gets that single. Victory Dodgers. I know that you're supposed to beat the Rockies, but it felt, I don't know, got a little extra baseball for free and didn't cost the Dodgers a W, buddy.
Yeah, no, it was a great night at Dodgers Stadium. Shohei Ohtani, as Dave Roberts said after the game, looked like Shohei Ohtani at the plate for the first time in a while. He gets the big bomb, his 19th home run of the season, his 299th home run in his career. So we're closing in on 300 home runs for Shohei Ohtani. And yeah, he's the quickest Dodger to really climb up that home run chart. So he's definitely absolutely explosive as always last night. But the story to me, as you mentioned, Eric Lauer pitched well. Tanner Scott did have his best night. It was the first time in a long time that he allowed a run. A great at-bat there by Kyle Karros to get things going. But how about Dalton Rushing? And this rushing redemption arc continues itself. It turns out, Dodgers Nation, it turns out Bill Reiter, Dodgers fans everywhere, Dodgers fans around the world. It turns out that this Dalton Rushing guy is pretty good.
Yeah.
It turns out that we shouldn't have traded and sent this guy down at the minor league level. It turns out that you can have a moment of growth even if you show up the big show like he did against the Minnesota Twins in the non-call as far as the ABS challenge heard around the world.
Where he's like, you're an idiot, Shohei.
Where he was like,
I'm in charge.
In the wrong there 100%. But I think Dalton Rushing, he showed last night that he's not just a great game caller and works well with pitchers, but what makes Dalton Rushing special, I think that Dalton Rushing is going to be a multi-time All-Star in his career. It's not necessarily...
We're back to that. You're on the Rushing bandwagon again.
I never left. I'm thinking, what?
I don't know.
I never left.
I forgot.
I've been driving this thing for
right.
4 years now.
No, that's fair.
Come on now.
No, I'm not.
I did you a solid by not pulling sound of you for the next part of this segment, but
I did yourself a disservice.
Well, I think the thing about Dalton Rushing, too, my big takeaway...
He was awesome, dude.
...is not just what he did at the plate, because certainly you see what he can do offensively. He goes 3 for 5, had the 2 doubles, drove in the run, got the game-winning hit late in the game, but he had 2 big plays at the plate. And you mentioned the Tanner Scott play right there to get the tag out, and then also gets into the mix with Cole Carrig. That's what you want. That's what you need.
We're 1,000% aligned on DMAC and Reiter. Direct it to the other guys, or if they direct it to you, then that's who you take your anger, your angst, your frustration, your rage, your intensity out on.
You absolutely do.
Liked it.
And here's the thing, he is not afraid to go at it with the opposing team. And I think at this point, it's fair to say this, that Dalton Rushing isn't the Dodgers villain that everyone thinks he is, but I think Dalton Rushing is the Dodgers villain that they didn't know they needed. And I think that they're benefiting from it.
Like Batman?
Absolutely. I look at Dalton Rushing as someone who could potentially be a Dennis Rodman type figure for this run.
Not the catcher you want, but the catcher you need. I will say this in defense a little bit of myself, in sort of praise to a degree of you, but really in praise of Dalton Rushing. And I know that you like to misrepresent sometimes my perspective, and I sometimes accidentally, or maybe I do like to misrepresent your perspective. I think we are aligned here. My worry about Dalton Rushing when the Ohtani fiasco went down wasn't that this was the end, but that it was now a stark situation for Rushing, how he responded. His bat has been extraordinary. He has been humble in all the right ways you're supposed to as a secondary figure in that Dodgers clubhouse. He's been a badass in the ways you're supposed to be as a protector of the Dodgers in the ways that you noted yesterday when the intensity directed where it's supposed to. We're not there yet, right? I'm not going to crown him the way that you have been prognosticating multi-time All-Star, but I love Dalton Rushing's response over the last, how long has it been, a week or two? Time doesn't really exist anymore now that we do DMAC and Reiter on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. That single yesterday, to me, was the exclamation point, DMAC, behind what has been the exact correct way you want a young guy like Dalton Rushing to respond when he got over his skis with the most important player in sports.
Absolutely. And there were multiple instances in the game where it was a Dalton Rushing hit followed by a big Shohei Ohtani moment. And that's what this team needs at the bottom of the lineup. He was batting ninth yesterday. He was batting at the bottom of the lineup, and he came through. Bottom of the third inning, got a leadoff double to right, and then Shohei Ohtani, first pitch, boom, crushes a bomb, his 19th of the season. Later in the game, in the fourth inning, he doubled to right. Shohei Ohtani singled after that to score a run. So not only are you getting an uptick in his ability to handle pitchers, knowing that there's some necessary maturity there, but he's given Shohei Ohtani another offensive threat that's going to make his life easier. For everyone that thought that Dalton Rushing was hurting Shohei Ohtani, Dalton Rushing is helping Shohei Ohtani.
Nobody, when you look at me, I know what you're doing. Everyone knows you're talking about me.
Bill, can we accept the fact that I would say more than half of this fan base wanted this dude kicked off this team? They were calling him Verdugo and Yasiel Puig. Well, they wanted to exile this guy.
I think you and I just, and you may be right.
I'm not saying you did, by the way.
No, social media is not real life to me. My ex mentions are not real life. So if you're right, the people who overreacted emotionally,
the hardcores definitely were.
I mean, no, you're right, dude. And how many people are keyboard tough guys these days? And to a degree, that's where sort of instead of going to a therapist, people go to X and just vent their anger and their frustration. And that's fine. You can also vent here on 97.1 The Fan. You can call us at 855-97-LA-FAN. I didn't want him traded, but I was worried. I was frustrated. I did think there was a world where Dalton Rushing wouldn't come back from this. And not only has he, you're right, and you said this, he has the respect of his teammates. And I think the respect of your teammates is one thing before you get sideways with Shohei Ohtani, which he did. It was Dalton Rushing hitting his own face in the dugout, not us talking about that. And Eric Lauer said something yesterday that you flagged that is really interesting, in the sense that Lauer's not a guy that's been a Dodger for 2 or 3 years. He's not a guy that's necessarily invested in who's coming up through the farm system, or who's been around, or when Rushing first appeared. This is a dude who just met Dalton Rushing as it relates to being a teammate this season, and he speaks as a veteran, as a guy who sounds like he respects everything Rushing is bringing to the table.
He's a great player, and I think he plays with a lot of moxie, and he definitely doesn't back down to anybody, and I think we love him for that. And he's a great guy that you want on your team and you want playing with you. So he's a great competitor, great guy. So I like him a lot.
I'm a big believer, DMAC, that failure is what turns pretty good players into great players and great players into all-time greats. My thing on Dalton Rushing was I don't think there was any debate that he failed in that moment with Ohtani. I think it was a remarkably important turning point for him. And you're right, to the Dodgers fans who wanted him traded, who wanted him gone immediately, that's the wrong reaction. The right reaction is let's reevaluate in 2 weeks, in 5 weeks, in 8 weeks, in 3 months and see how it goes. It has gone about as well as you could hope for a young guy who faced a pretty serious crossroads in his Dodgers career.
Absolutely. And you asked a couple minutes ago, how has he performed since that day in Minnesota? I got the numbers in front of me. Right. Last 10 games, hitting .375, .417 on base, slugging .656, Dalton crushing a .188 weighted runs created plus. Since that moment in Minnesota, 188.
Wow.
Since that moment in Minnesota, he leads every single Dodger in most offensive categories. A 188 weighted runs created plus. That's better than Edman, Friedman, Tucker, Shohei, Pages, Muncy, and Mookie. He has been the best hitter pound for pound on this team since that moment. There was a lot of people that were saying that this was going to sink him. And you just asked about experience, but you can't ask for experience while refusing to let someone be inexperienced, right? What makes this Dodgers team great? The veterans, the experience. But all these Dodgers, at least some of them, were once, hey, they were that rookie that people want to give up on. But now they're the veterans that lead Major League Baseball. So I hope we learned a valuable lesson with Dalton Rushing. By the way, one more fun stat about Rushing, his 133 weighted runs created plus leads, checks notes, all catchers in all of Major League Baseball. Like, he's been that good this season. This guy has the potential to be a cornerstone player for this team that is going to help Shohei Ohtani win more World Series, continue to cement his legacy. And I think that they have a very difficult decision long term if he can continue to build on this, continue to prove himself to be an offensive threat and hit at this level while also being able to catch. What do you do with Will Smith? Obviously, it's not this conversation.
Are you already getting rid of Will Smith?
No, that's
You're
not what I'm
kicking
doing.
him out of
This is what you do every single time. I'm always afraid to bring up something because you're going to run somewhere with it. It's a good problem to have. And I want to get your thoughts, though, on just the edge of this. Because, look, this Dodgers team, nice guys. Shohei, Freddie, Mookie, all nice guys. This is the villain that the Dodgers didn't know they needed. No, he's got the feathers ruffled.
I just want to circle back. You think if he's good enough, maybe he replaces Will Smith at some point soon?
I'm not saying that, but I will address that. I do think that Dalton Rushing has the potential to be the perfect catcher for a team like the Dodgers that's making deep runs in the postseason, that has Will Smith catching 73 innings in the World Series. Also, after next season, if Freddie Freeman does not want to re-up with the Dodgers, it's going to be a very big decision for him to make. There's a perfect path now for Dalton Rushing to take over first base, have Will Smith stay at catcher, or have Will Smith go to third base. But I think that at this point, it's safe to say that the Dodgers are not going to be moving on from Dalton Rushing, and that we were rushing to judgment on this kid. He's dealt with a lot. Now we just want to give him some love.
DMAC and Reiter, I was just rushing to see how he responded to being the villain that you're talking about. Now, last thought on Dalton Rushing, and then I want to get into the Shohei Ohtani topic here, and then we're really going to start to misrepresent each other's perspectives on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Dalton Rushing also had nowhere to hide because there was no Will Smith. And so to navigate what he created, the situation of his own making, the way that he has, when there really isn't much of an option to go to a different catcher because of Smith's injury is doubly impressive on everything you just said. Okay, we're back, baby. I hope you did cut this out. We are back, my friend, to the Cy Young race that I covet and that you don't want to have happen. So Christopher Sanchez, yesterday, 3 1/3 innings. This is music to my ears. I'm going to go back today. I'm going to watch the second half of the Argentina-Egypt game. Then I'm going to watch Christopher Sanchez's Phillies game yesterday where he gave up 9 earned runs. 9, dog! He had 5 earned runs a couple starts ago. He had, I think it was 4 earned runs a couple starts before that. In a month, this dude has gone from a 1.46 earned run average to a 2.62 earned run average. Hashtag Shohei is back, baby. 1.79 ERA for Shohei. And The Miz had a ridiculous opportunity last week given to him, handed to him. You brought this up yesterday by the home cooking scorekeeper who took, 4 earned runs off of his scorecard. He would have entered the day with a 1.86 earned run average had they counted those 4 earned runs, had it been scheduled as an infield hit rather than air. And I don't even know what's going on right now, but he's pitching right now, and he'd given up 3 earned runs in 3 innings, I think, when we were coming on about 20, 30 minutes ago. Earned run average was 1.96 when we were picking up our stuff coming onto the show. Dude, Shohei can win the Cy Young Award. And I'm just here for you to now say that you are ready to get on this bandwagon, to jump over here, to embrace the magic, to believe in Shohei and his history he can make for all of us.
Wow, that was a lot. I respect it. Look, I will say this.
Dude.
I will say this, that, and we're still going to prep some things we'll cut to later in the show. But
it's not ready?
Well,
just quote me. I'll own it.
You said yourself.
Yeah, yes, tell me.
You said yourself.
But I'm going to respond, though.
That Shohei Ohtani is not going to win the Cy Young. And then I said, Bill, did we give up when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
You did,
right?
Okay.
A quote from Animal House.
Did you say that?
Yes. Bluto.
So,
right. And what I said was that I don't want Shohei Ohtani to not win a Cy Young, right? But I wanted to see, of course, a more realistic path to him winning a Cy Young. And I will...
By sitting him for 2 weeks.
Well, I think that what you bring up Christopher Sanchez got rocked. Jacob Mizorowski has shown some cracks. Paul Skeens has a 5.36 ERA in his last 9 starts. Shohei Ohtani hasn't been at his best his last 5 starts, a 3.52 ERA. But I will say this.
Talk to me.
I do not want to clip the Eagles' wings if he wants to fly too high now. That if Shohei Ohtani can just stay in the mix, the Cy Young is a second-half award. We saw this when I talked to a fan.
You're doing some rewriting of your own history, which I love about you.
I'm not doing any rewriting of your own history. I'm standing on business still.
seven earned runs. 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. ERA though at 1.62, just a little bit ahead of Shohei. I will say this about he pitched today.
The Miz.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like he had 3 earned runs through 3 innings. Unfortunately, he went 4 more and didn't give up any more earned runs. I will say this: I did give up on Shohei Cy Young Award. I did lament that it was over. I did say, actually, I believe what I said was I had the white flag in my hand and was about to put it on the flagpole. Here's the reality: I've been hanging out with the wrong people. I've been around.
Slick.
Do you know how when your kids hang out with the wrong crowd, and it's not your kids' fault, but they're still responsible for what they do? I've been hanging out with doubters. I've been hanging out with people who pretend to love Shohei but don't. I've been spending a lot of time in a box we call a studio with somebody that wants Shohei Ohtani to shut it down. I heard today, I was listening to some Dodgers content somewhere, and I heard somebody make the point that believing in Shohei Ohtani as a pitcher is like walking on ice that's cracking. That just because it hasn't cracked yet doesn't mean that it won't, Doug. And I didn't like this particular analogy. I didn't like this particular metaphor on one of the Dodgers shows that's very good that I heard, because it presumes there's something broken about this journey. It presumes there is something inevitable about the ice and cracking and falling through the water. I would say that Shohei Ohtani is working his way through a wilderness, and he has to be aware that there's ice out there. And if he gets to a point where he has to cross the ice, then sure, if it starts to crack, let's take him off. But I don't think he's on ice just yet, and I don't think it's cracking.
Okay, fair, nice. Glad that you
It was a good metaphor.
consumed
Whoever did it.
something
Yeah, it was good.
that I said.
Whoa,
But
whoa,
no, I'm flattered.
It was you?
I'm flattered.
Whoa.
But
It was a good-looking guy.
I think that I definitely want to make something clear here.
Okay.
I was the one that was still saying he had a chance, and you said it was
No.
over. And you're blaming on my influence.
You weren't, dude.
But the reason why things are changing a little bit, and you, speaking of misrepresenting, you can't even sit in your chair. I'm pissing you off so much, right? Is that
It's not because you're full of it, and I think you're great.
You made it seem
Talk to
like I was telling Neil Armstrong not to go to the moon. You made it seem like I was trying to make
I don't want
it.
your fancy salesman words.
I'm not being fancy.
Want you.
I'm not being fancy.
I never said
the
you can't go
difference
to the
now,
moon.
though, is opinions change
Yeah.
based on new evidence. And this isn't just an opportunity for Shohei Ohtani. This could be a once-in-a-career runway, that there is an opening here. And just looking into it, right? Last season, the season before that, when I was at Disneyland and someone came up to me, asked me about Bill Reiter, they told me about you in 2015, talking about Zach Greinke, and they think that you jinxed his.
That's a long time ago.
Okay, but no, I'm not. No, I think it's pretty awesome. I mean, you got fans for decades. I respect that.
I did.
That you've been in the game and people love you for decades. That was the point of bringing that
Did you
up.
just call me old and wrong?
No, I did not say that, Mr. Bill Reiter.
Thank you.
But check it out. That year, Zach Greinke,
Yeah.
a 1.66 ERA, a .84 WHIP. He led Major League Baseball with that ERA, right? And maybe Zach Greinke that year could be the Jacob Mizorowski this year. Whereas maybe he does have the lowest ERA, but Jake Arrieta was the guy that stole that Cy Young, and I mean that in a positive way with what he did in the second half. The second half of the season, Jake Arrieta, a .41 ERA in 13 starts after the All-Star break, threw that no-hitter against the Dodgers. So most cases, you see the Cy Young won in the second half. And what got me thinking, and I want to get your thoughts on this. What got me thinking,
I have some thoughts.
Skeen's not the same guy. Like I said, he's fallen apart.
Yep.
Don't know what happened to Paul Skeens, but a 5.46 ERA last night starts. Sanchez starting to get rocked. The Miz not having his best starts. Last year, The Miz, he started 14 games. This year, he's already pitched 17 games. And the word out of Milwaukee is that they are going to start prioritizing Jacob Mizorowski's health, a lot like I kind of want the Dodgers to do with Shohei Ohtani. But now he has a puncher's chance. Now I think that if you keep the ERA close to what it is, you give him 5.6 an occasional 7 innings. He pitches in a 6-man rotation. The opportunity's there to make it make sense.
Are you reading my words from 3 weeks ago on your computer? I'm just trying to look here. Are you just reading verbatim the things that I have been saying? Let me remind you, my good friend Doug McCain here on DMAC and Reiter.
Things change.
Yeah.
But I still think you got to be smart, though. You want him to go 10 innings every start.
Here's what hasn't changed. And what I said a month ago, and you threw your hands in the air, and you did your tap dancing, and you did your...
Was this before or after you said he couldn't win the Cy Young anymore?
It was before I started spending too much time with you. And you did your loquacious snake oil, don't win the Cy Young Award salesman pitch. And you are a loquacious person, and you are charming, and you are convincing. And you tried to point out that this guy was going to be hurt, and the ice was going to break, or whatever was going on. And I said, here's the deal, dude. The reason I'm mad they took him out in a no-hitter, the reason I want him to go 95 pitches instead of the 31 you wanted to pitch every game, is because if he falls behind the ability to qualify, none of it will matter. That if he is in striking distance of a Cy Young Award based on the things we're talking about, Mizorowski not having a great outing, Skeen still being off a little bit, Christopher Sanchez getting beautifully rocked yesterday, he has to remain within striking distance, if not better, of the actual innings qualifications. When the Dodgers play today against Colorado, it will be game number 93 of the year. Shohei only has 85 2/3 innings pitched. He's getting to the point now where he's going to not be able to qualify if he doesn't pitch more often, which you don't want, or at least go 6 or 7 innings, which you do not want. By the next time he pitches, he's going to have to go 11 innings in order to qualify to be the Cy Young Award winner in terms of being on pace, which checks notes, nobody's arguing for. So the actual way for him to win the Cy Young Award is what I said a month ago, knowing this day would come when he'd actually have a chance that he's not pitching enough innings because guys like you don't want him to actually qualify. You killed his dream.
So this is why I have changed my tone. I haven't changed my tone.
Foresight.
So I think the difference now is
it's too late.
You haven't asked me what I think they should do, which I have not committed to
because
during this segment. But what I think they can do, I think that Shohei Ohtani can win the Cy Young my way. I think he can win it my way. I think there is a window. Is it a big window? No.
What's the window?
The window is.
Talk to me.
What's
the math?
Probably 35% open.
You just said yesterday, I believe, that you don't want him pitching. Maybe it was. I
said 5 or 6 innings. I said I don't want to throw 110 pitches.
I get confused sometimes because I consume a lot of Dodgers content, so I may have listened to a Dodgers show on one of the mornings or nights. But I heard somebody smart, I don't remember if it was you or somebody else, say that he really shouldn't be pitching.
Probably Katie Woo.
Once or twice. I'm a Katie Woo fan. Once or twice before the All-Star game. If he doesn't pitch enough, if he doesn't qualify, none of this matters, dude.
But there is a world, though, where you wait in the wings and he stays consistent on his process. I do think there is a world where you see a significant drop-off in, the usage rate of Jacob Mizorowski.
I see a drop-off
and
in
the
your
performance
belief of what you've been pushing.
No, I'm pushing the same thing.
Stand by your...
I am standing by what I'm saying.
Stand by your take.
I think that Shohei Ohtani can win a Cy Young my way. 2 weeks ago, I didn't think he could. Because I think that the innings weren't going to be there.
Partner.
2 weeks. So you're trying to pin me in some box. I'm not.
What box?
I'm still 10 toes down.
You
feet in the sand.
Can I go back to your analogy? You went back to the spaceship and you're like, yeah, Lance, you can get in. And you're like, hey, Shohei, go over here. And then you send somebody off in the spaceship. You're like, oh, sorry. I wanted you to go to the moon, but the spaceship left. The spaceship left 2 or 3 weeks ago when we didn't let this guy pitch enough. All right, we're going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep it moving. Doug thinks it's unfair that I have the last word sometimes, which is fair because of how often he's wrong and I'm right. So we'll just try to figure it out. See what I did there? Doug's mad at me. I think Shohei Ohtani should win the Cy Young, and Doug's trying to figure out where he comes down. Next on DMAC and Reiter. D-Mac and Reiter presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That is injury help to 40222. We are talking Shohei, the Cy Young Award. We're back. Even Doug is pretending, saying, acting like truly believing he wants this thing to happen for Shohei.
I'm not saying it's the best idea. I'm saying there's a chance that he could win the Cy Young, and it's increased in the last 48 hours.
He's got to pitch a lot more innings, though. We're gonna have.
You're absolutely right.
They kind of. I'm not sure how they're gonna do that. Let's So this person's name, as I flip you the bird, as best I know, it is not his God-given name on his birth certificate by his parents. It is his name in the chat. On the stream at the Fan LA, easy for me to say, at the Fan LA on YouTube. I will flip you the bird. What's up? Love that you're hanging out. You are on DMAC and Reiter, brother.
Reiter, I'm like the second coming of Joe Dirt. My actual name on my birth certificate is I will flip you the bird. Number one. Number two, bro, I am so fucking happy that you. I'm sorry for the language. I'm sorry for the language.
Well, you know what?
But I'm so happy that you're.
We'll try it again. We'll try it again next time. We love getting phone calls, but it's a PG, kind of PG-13 kind of
This is a
vibe.
family show.
Why would your dad? Can you name that movie?
What is it?
Horrible Bosses.
Horrible Bosses, that's right.
Why would your buddy? Why would your dad?
Man.
All right.
That take was about to be fire.
That will come across, I believe, on the stream. So those of you on the stream. All right. So here's just a little thing. It's all cool. We're all learning as we go together, right?
Joe Dirt got a dirty mouth.
I certainly
Put some money in the swear jar.
No swearsies, all right? This isn't Sailor's Bar. It's not my son Henry's Just Life, which I need to work on as a parent in a serious way. Okay, here's my thing, dude. I woke up today, and I'm like, I'm going to be so gentle with Doug. I'm not kidding. I thought today, I'm going to treat Doug the way that Doug wants to treat Shohei Ohtani, as if you're fragile knowing that you're not. But it's harder because of all the things that have sort of gone on. I will just say that you have been on the record previously as saying that you don't think Shohei should prioritize the Cy Young Award, that it will cost him in October, that it's not a thing that they should even think about as they decide when he pitches or how often he pitches. Are you now saying something different? Which, by the way, I've changed my mind on Eric Lauer. We're all allowed to change our mind.
I am not saying anything differently at all, right? I mean, for me, I think Shohei Ohtani, what he wants is he wants to be the greatest ever, which I think he already is. I also think that he made it very clear with the organization that he wants to make every single start this season, and he's already made it very clear.
What do you want?
Even to myself, that Shohei wants to be the first Japanese pitcher to win this thing. And what I want...
What do you want?
What I want is what's best for the name on the front, not the name on the back.
Which is what?
Which is, I think, if there's an opportunity to throttle down on the pitching side until he gets 100% healthy, I think that is what's best for the Dodgers. And this situation now where that window, I think, is cracked a little wider open for him to win that Cy Young because the recent performances of Christopher Sanchez and the recent performance of Jacob Mizorowski could be something that could make the Dodgers go down potentially the wrong path where you're pushing for something that you still might not win, and then you're also using a lot of bullets in the summer months, July, August, and September, when you need to save them for October. That's the selfish fan in me. That's the fan that wants this team to three-peat, and I think this year, Shohei Ohtani, the number one thing I want to watch him do is be at his best in the World Series. And to your point, you mentioned it 2 seconds ago, though, that it's going to be difficult for him to qualify in a six-man rotation. My thoughts, though, real quick, on the first segment were that I think that there's an increased odds that he can. I'm not saying I want to change my initial plan, which is be as careful as possible with Shohei Ohtani.
Still misaligned, which is fine. We can have a different perspective, and I think the way that I framed this before is I think we both, jokes aside, I like to pretend you hate Shohei. Jokes aside, I think we both want what's best for Shohei, and like two parents, we just see it very, very differently. Here is the math on this. And can I make a quick point on his ability to win the Cy Young Award?
Yes.
Shohei has already gone through his rough stretch. I think he had an earned run average well below 1. It's now 1.79. I don't know that Mizorowski has, because Sanchez has basically been rocked. I think 4 earned runs or more for a Cy Young level candidate is getting rocked by the standards of what we're discussing. That's been 3 of his last 6 or 7 outings for Christopher Sanchez. The 9 earned runs are the I will flip you the bird word right behind it, like the holy cow moment behind that. Mizorowski, as you noted, skated, and I've watched that play several times. The first baseman does drop. He does drop the throw. I mean, he does. I think it's an infield hit, and I think it's. Here's my point. He's going to play games on the road, Mizorowski. He's going to have moments where he's not going to get the benefit of the doubt, or he's going to get hit. I think Ohtani is going to be positioned to potentially win this thing even more than he is now in August, maybe September. But he may not be able to even pursue it if they pursue the route that you're looking for, which is to throttle down and protect him. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. When the All-Star game rolls around next week and there's a pause in the action, the Dodgers will have played, I think, 97 games at that point. Shohei is at 85 2/3. He's basically at 86 innings. Dude, he's going to be 11 innings behind the pace. And he's going to pitch on Friday. He's got to go, if he's able, if he pitches well enough, 6 or 7 innings to even stay in striking distance. And the reason he probably won't be able to do that, with respect and love, Doug, DMAC, on DMAC and Reiter, is because you and very smart people, including in the Dodgers organization, who see this differently than I do, have allowed and espoused this idea of not having him pitch very much. And now we're in a position where we've seen glimpses of the fact he maybe could win this award, and he may not be able to because of decisions I think that were made erroneously, even if out of love, but erroneously in June.
So that's why I was as passionate as I was in the first segment today, just because I do think there is a path where my goals and Shohei's goals can both be achieved because of a drop-off. You mentioned Christopher Sanchez, and you also astutely pointed out that every starting pitcher is going to have a clunker. Even Cy Young candidates are going to have down stretches where you look at their 5 starts and it doesn't look very Cy Young-ish. Christopher Sanchez in June at 3.11 ERA, and yesterday, my man's got absolutely rocked, like you pointed out. It was batting practice with a scoreboard with Sanchez against the Royals. Gave up 9 runs on 12 hits in 3 1/3. So I think that as long as Shohei is hovering, as long as Shohei Ohtani is close to it, I still think you can go 5 or 6 innings. Because remember, there have been closers that have won Cy Youngs that didn't meet the innings qualification. Yeah. And the point is that if he's
speaking, can they vote? Can a voter
absolutely
overrule their own judgment on that?
It's their vote. It's who they think is the best pitcher. I mean, typically, look at DeGrom in 2018 when the big discussion was about wins and losses, right? I mean, to be honest, it's at their discretion. They don't have to adhere to something. I mean, an ERA title is going to be a big reason why he would ultimately win. But what I'm saying is that you can throttle down now, right, Bill? Throttle down a little bit, right? If you want to get to the top of Mount Everest, you got to save some oxygen for the summit, right? Save some oxygen for the summit. And then if you're close, you're close in August, September, then you fire the 7, 8 inning starts if you need that. There's a world where you can have him get healthy with a knee, have him get healthy with the bicep, allow him to continue to pitch in a 6-man rotation, which naturally curtails some innings and limits those innings because of the 6-man rotation nature of it all. But there's a world where you just want to stay in the mix. The favorite in August usually doesn't win the Cy Young, right? It's that late burst, and he can still be around for that late burst.
We are talking Dodgers baseball and Shohei Ohtani. And remember, baseball coverage on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports, is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. Doug makes a very good case, and it's a sound case for why you can be patient with Ohtani, why things are fine, why in Doug's view and the view of, I think, Dodgers management and a lot of you Dodgers fans, that the plan so far for Ohtani to protect him and potentially win a Cy Young Award is still in play. I have a different view, and I'm going to give why I think actually this approach that's been taken, and your approach, Doug, jeopardizes Ohtani, not just a Cy Young, but Ohtani himself. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. I think it's real. I'll explain to DMAC next on DMAC and Reiter. presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That is calldowntown.com. We are on the stream on YouTube at The Fan LA, Great community there. There's a guy in there. We love him. I will flip you the bird. He's a hero in the stream right now. I will say this. Accidents happen. Just as a point of warning, you can't say the swears he's on the radio. If you say it more than once, I think we can't have you on the old airwaves. So we're going to have one of our favorite listeners, I will flip you the bird, call back in tomorrow, and we're going to rock it again. It's going to go much, much better. And I will flip you the bird. Thank you for
and maybe he's got a name.
Giant.
Maybe he's got a...
He said it's on his birth certificate.
Yeah.
All right, here's my concern about Shohei Ohtani. You ready?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Here's my issue. Here's my word.
I'm all ears.
What you're saying, I think, at your position, that they can continue as they have. They can see if Ohtani is in striking distance of a Cy Young Award later in the season. And then if he is, they can then maybe readjust the plan a little bit. Is that a fair approximation of what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it actually puts Shohei in more danger because if you are right, if your supposition, which is my supposition, is correct, that Shohei wants this badly, and if push comes to shove, will insist on this with the Dodgers, will throw his weight around. If he sees the prize in front of him, there's a world where he has to go and stretch himself to pitch massive amounts of innings at the end of the season. And that is where you start to get into some trouble. That is where you force yourself onto the ice and you don't get off, even if it is cracking, because you see the end game. You see the end line. You think, I can make it to shore. I don't want to be in a position. And look, I think that Ohtani will have to win because of his lack of innings compared to other guys. He will have to win officially the ERA title. It'll have to be. He'll have to have the lowest run average, and he'll have to have 162 innings pitched to qualify. And that means that you have got to start getting him some of those innings. You have to fill out those innings right now. Really, it was a month ago. You got to do it when they come back from the All-Star game. You got to do it in early August, because what you don't want, Doug, is for Ohtani for Mizorowski to give up 9 earned runs the way that Christopher Sanchez did yesterday for Philly, and for Ohtani to suddenly be the only guy with a sub-2 earned run average, and for him to be like, man, if I go to a 5-man rotation the next 3 games, and I pitch at least 7 1/3 innings in those games, I can get to exactly 162, and for him to push himself and then to get injured. I think there's more risk if you wait to the end to let Shohei say, you know what, screw it, I'm going for it.
Interesting point. You keep bringing up this walk on ice thing. I don't know where you heard that.
I heard it on a show this morning.
It's
It was silly, right?
Yeah, pretty silly.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It was a smart guy.
Oh, was it?
I thought so.
Okay.
Yeah.
You keep bringing it up, but
Well,
I will say this. Extremely interesting approach and plan by you.
I was going to sing again.
Concern I have for that, though, is one, Shohei's been really good lately, but he hasn't been as good as he was in the first part of the season. So I think the risk you run for that is throwing him out there when he's not at his best. If he does have a Christopher Sanchez start, if he does have a Jacob Mizorowski start, if he has a start where he doesn't have his best stuff and the ERA balloons, and then now you're chasing a lower ERA and more innings, then you get into some trouble. I think the way they do it now is, look, if you got a Ferrari with a check engine light on, you're not redlining it, right? You don't want to redline Shohei Ohtani if he's not at 100%. And I think that Dave Roberts, Shohei Ohtani, Andrew Friedman, all the powers that be, if they're taking truth serum, they're admitting that Shohei, whether it be 99.9% or 80%, is not at 100%. Yes, he looked great at the plate yesterday, but he's still dealing with that knee inflammation, still dealing with what was left from that blister, and also the bicep injury starting to give me some concerns as well. Yes, he can play through it, but the concern I have is the Dodgers can't let Shohei win the battle and lose the war. And yes, you can win the battle and win the war. There's a world where that happens. I understand what you're saying.
I get it.
But
oh no,
you look like I've never seen someone more ready to come at me.
I'm coiled.
Okay,
I'm not coming at you. But I want you to finish your thought. I'm sorry. I have another thought when you're finished.
So the point I'm trying to make though is that this is the best thing for him now to say, let's go 5-6 innings, let's be efficient, let's get fully healed, let's take the week off for the All-Star break, and then the second half of the season, let's go start by start, see how things go, see if I'm still keeping and maintaining that minuscule ERA, and then when it's time to pounce later in the year, I think another thing, too, is it gives the Dodgers something to play for because you got a 15-game lead in the division. If you have a Cy Young race, and I think his teammate is a dark horse candidate, you got stuff to play for.
Here, DMAC and Reiter on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Call us 855-97-LA-FAN. Get in the comment section. Come stream. Come hang out. There's a bunch of you there at The Fan LA on YouTube. By the way, if you're in there, slam that like button. Hit that bell button. Support the show. It's a very easy, very quick way you can do that. So all right, so you and I mean this, I like to give you a hard time, but I think all that aside, talking seriously about Ohtani and the Cy Young and the best course of action, I think you and I both have very reasonable and very different views on this, which is one of the things that I love about sports, is that you can have very smart people or very sort of genuine people be on the opposite ends of an issue for all the right reasons. We just disagree. It's, there ain't no good guy, there ain't no bad guy. It's just you and me, Doug, and we just disagree. Okay. But we are having a conversation based on what we think should happen, on what we think the rational course of action is. Let me just introduce into this the fact that, and I'm going to compare Ohtani to LeBron, and people are going to be offended. Maybe I don't mean that, but superstars are able to throw their weight around in a way that often circumvents and short circuits whatever the best decision is, or what the right decision is by the viewpoint of the people in charge. Here's what I mean. LeBron threw his weight around all the time. Draft my kid, sign J.R. Smith, go get these guys. And the Lakers had to do it, and the Cavs had to do it, and the Heat had to do it because he was LeBron. Shohei doesn't do that, right? To the best of our understanding and your excellent reporting, that's not who he is. But he's still Shohei Ohtani. He is still better than the LeBron James of baseball, I think. He still has that superpower in him. And my worry is if the Dodgers don't put him in a position today, starting now, start him the first game after the All-Star game, throw in a couple opportunities to go an extra inning if he's in the pitch count range, maybe even do a 5-man rotation one time for him. If they don't get him within striking distance of this earned run average qualification, and we get to the point where he is close but has to put himself in danger, he is going to throw his weight around. He is going to insist. He is going to find his inner LeBron. And it won't be what should happen that dictates events in September. It will be what Shohei wants to happen. So I think there's a world where protecting him from what you're worried about actually lines up with me getting what I want. And that is give Ohtani a little more now so he doesn't say later in the year, to hell with this plan, I'm doing it my way.
See, I just think that's the most unlike Shohei Ohtani thing I can think of because earlier last year...
You're the one that said that he covets the Cy Young Award.
He does covet.
That it's
if we're operating on
that.
that. Okay, that's fair. If we're operating on that, I understand what you're saying. But at some point, this is another opportunity to see why the Dodgers have established themselves as the best franchise in all of professional sports. And that is that you can take someone like a Shohei Ohtani, a guy that wants to do things that we've never seen in the history of this sport. That is pitch at a Cy Young level. He is going to win his 5th MVP, and it will be in unanimous fashion. But I will also say this when it comes to that element of it, is if he wants to win World Series and he wants to put himself in the best position to do that, then it's going to potentially require him to throttle down a little bit.
Good luck telling him that if he sees the Cy Young Award and that view is in the way.
Well, that's why I think that
I have to do what my. Don't get mad. I have to do. Don't get mad at me, Doug.
No.
Don't get mad at me, my man.
I'm not mad.
I got. You told me to tell you when we were close so we could speed rush here.
That's right. That's right.
It's like when my son told me to wake him up this morning and they got mad at me.
Okay.
You told me to. I swear. Do you want to do this quick? Or
Let's hit it.
Okay. Do you just want to go every other? Messi.
Eric Lauer.
Rushing.
Shohei Ohtani.
I was going to go Shohei Ohtani, too, for the home run yesterday. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
I'm going to go...
Oh, actually, I'm going to go Malik Tillman. I know the U.S. men's national team lost, and we're going to discuss that at some point in the show. We'll try to find time. But I thought that free kick was, again, astounding, and I think he can be the leader that Christian Pulisic is not.
I was going to go Pochettino. I think Pochettino, what he brought, a different culture, a different element to it. I like the way he stood in front of the cameras and answered questions yesterday. Give me a coach that doesn't hide. Give me a coach that doesn't run. I thought that I really liked the vibe and just the tutelage that he brought to this team.
Guys, don't make this a finalist on the DMAC and Reiter Hero of the Day, which you can vote for, by the way, wherever you're listening on YouTube at the Fan LA. I'm going to nominate DMAC and Reiter, the radio show, because this is the only radio show in Los Angeles in this time slot, and the only show other than the other two on this station who actually have these kinds of Dodgers conversations.
Bang.
Right?
You know what? I can't top that. I can't top myself.
So
guess what?
It's you!
That's
You're
a
the
walk-off,
man!
baby. That's a walk-off like rushing
You're my
last
boy,
night.
Blue!
Yes!
All right. We have a segment we're very excited about. We've never done this before. We're going to do sort of a rapid-fire LA Sports Stock Exchange. The biggest names in LA sports, where their stock is, whether it's up or down, and whether Doug or I buy or sell next on DMAC and Reiter. DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury? Visit calldowntown.com. That is calldowntown.com. You can call us at 855-97-LA Fan. You can stream us if you're away from the FM dial on YouTube at The Fan LA, at The Fan LA. We are going to talk U.S. men's national team later. We'll get into the messy magic that we saw. Trying to get Rob Stone, the excellent Fox Sports, what's the title, I guess? Like guru, pre-post soccer guy? Host, dude. He's awesome. Great person, too. He's flying back. He's going to try to come on. So if he's able to make time, if he lands in time, we'll get him on the show. But we have this new segment that you and I are going to do. Should we explain it before? How do I want to do this? Do you want to get into the music? I like music. It's time for the LA Sports Stock Exchange.
The LA Stock Exchange.
Well, I like the music. So here's how this works. Doug and I are going to rapid fire go through some athletes. Whoever reads the athlete's name is going to give you the stock from before, the stock now, whether they're buying or selling. And the other guy's going to say whether they're going to buy or sell them as well, based on that price. You ready?
Yep.
All right, LeBron James. Wow, Bursch, you got me out of the gate. All right, LeBron James. He was an A- when he led the Lakers to a playoff series win in April, but he is a straight F now. Let Bronny get his reserve money. Went somewhere else. We don't know where. Is going to take maybe the minimum for anybody but a Lakers team that's still competing. For me, in LA at least, this is in LA, LeBron stock is an F.
An F.
Yeah.
Woo! That's a
penny
bad.
Stocks.
That's an F.
I'm selling.
All right. Gotcha.
Do you want any?
Of the LeBron James stock,
Yeah.
maybe if he plays for a minimum. That's about it. No LeBron.
Okay.
Change my number. I'm blocking him.
Got it.
All right, next, I've got Bronny James. Bronny James, his stock, I think, has gone from an F to a C+.
Okay.
And that's because teams that want Bronny James, it's not about trading for his rights as a player. It's about trading for his parental rights. It's about trading for him to give them a better chance of getting LeBron James. And I think right now, he's definitely going to be in demand. And as you point out yesterday in a video that went viral, fans are not...
A video? My video?
Yes.
Get it!
You talked about Bronny James and how
The stock's up!
the Lakers need to try to get as much draft capital as they can for Bronny James. I think they should absolutely be aggressive about it. So, hey, if I'm Bronny James, your dad opened the door for you. Unfortunately, his game didn't go through that door, right? He hasn't been a good player, but with Bronny James, could help you land LeBron. So that stock has gone up.
I'm buying.
Sell high.
I'm buying Bronny stock, and then I'm price gouging. Rob Pelinka was a C- when free agency began. He's at a B+. And this is a volatile stock. You buy or you sell. It's going up or it's going down based on this offseason. I'm going to buy the stock and lean into the possibility. He's basically Rob Pelinka Bitcoin, and I'm going to get myself a little piece of it.
I love it. I'm going Walker Kessler.
Do you want to buy any of that stock?
I will.
You want to Rob Pelinka Bitcoin? Or you want to sell?
I'm selling all my Rob
buy it
Pelinka stock.
You
I'm
are?
selling it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that a lot of his decisions have been Dodgers influenced, and to a degree, and I think that he's unloading
Got
the
it.
picks to save his job. Okay, give me Walker Kessler. His stock, I think, with the Jazz went from maybe a B-. I think he goes to the Lakers, signs a big contract, goes to Luka Doncic. I think that stock is up to a B+.
All right, I'm going to buy the stock.
You buying?
Because he's got to be an A- or better for this whole thing to work, and I already bought a bunch of Rob Pelinka stock, so I'm going to throw good money after bad like I'm playing craps in Vegas. Luka Doncic. He's an A-, and he's still an A-. I think there's still questions about this team and whether they've built it properly around him. My only reason he's not an A+, because this is an LA sports stock market exchange, because I do think that he will be rumored to be gone if it doesn't go well in a year. So I'm standing pat. I'm not selling my stock. I'm not buying any more Luka Doncic stock.
I'm buying that stock. I'm buying that stock because he's an elite player, and I still think his best years are yet to come. I think he wins MVP this upcoming season. Buying. Austin Reeves. I think his stock, because of the injury late in the season, did come back for the playoffs. They signed him to that deal. I think when you look at Donovan Mitchell's contract, his stock looks a little better right now. It's not
I agree.
the IPO that he was when he was an undrafted
$70
player.
million a year for Donovan Mitchell.
I think his stock went from a a B- to an A-.
Okay, you're A- in Austin
Could be an
Reeves stock.
all-star. He's an all-star caliber.
Here's what I will say. I'm looking at the sort of balance sheet, and I see a lot of debt in the Austin Reeves Corporation. I see a lot of money that has to be paid, and I'm worried about whether they can raise enough capital. I'm also not good at the stock market, so I don't even know if those words made sense. But I'm gonna sell some of my Austin Reeves stock. Not all of it, but I'm gonna shed some of my Austin Reeves stock. Kawhi Leonard. Oh my God.
No.
That's it was a C-. It has now been removed from the LA Stock Exchange, and there's an investigation involving people who bought and sold it and whether they got any trees for their money.
I was about to say, his stock is about as well valued as Aspiration, the tree company that was fake. So no on Kawhi Leonard.
Who was the lady that did who did the thing, the startup where like supposedly the blood?
Oh, yes. Yes, that was a good, man, I can think of it.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
She wore all black like
Steve Jobs. There was a great HBO doc about it.
Yeah, what's her
Yeah,
name?
the fake company. Okay, so Kyle Tucker. Early on this season, it was looking
Elizabeth
like
Holmes.
Elizabeth Holmes. There you go. Early on this season, it looked like Kyle Tucker, who was playing in Houston, was going to look like Enron stock, right? That it was just going to completely plummet. Last couple of weeks, though, you've seen a much better version of Kyle Tucker. The numbers have gone up. He still has a whole second half to prove himself in the postseason. I think his stock has gone from probably a D to at least a C+. You buying Kyle Tucker stock?
Where's it at now?
Right now, we're at a C+.
This is where I wish I'd bought it was an F. I wish I just had the courage to buy the stock, and I didn't. But I will get in on the C+ train. He's going to be here for a while. You've got some time.
He's hitting 471 this month, so starting to turn around.
All right, I am going to go. So this is Roki Sasaki, and he's basically Tesla stock, okay? Roki is up, he's down, he's making you rich, he's making you poor. He was an F, and then he was an A, and you mocked Jeff Passan, and now he's down to probably. Is he a D+ right now? I think his stock is in big. I mean, he's crying. There's no crying in baseball unless you're Roki. When the company CEO is crying, when the stock is literally crying, it's down. So I'm gonna go D+, but
I thought that was your boy.
I'm gonna buy the stock though.
Yeah. So you said the value's at
Soccer boys.
Roki boy.
Oh my
So you're saying that his stock was at, what was the grade?
I'm gonna go. I think it's D+ right now.
D+.
Yeah.
I'm buying all the Roki Sasaki
buying the stock.
The former top prospect still has elite potential. It's like buying Apple stock in the 80s. Give me Roki Sasaki. The potential is still there for him to be an elite A starter. So I'll go A. Okay.
Here's why I'm with you. I just have. Oh no! Talking guy. It's me. DMAC and Reiter 97.1 The Fan. I also like Roki because the stock can split. It can split as a starter and or as a guy in the bullpen in the postseason.
I love it. Okay, Shohei Ohtani's Cy Young stock. We talked about it in this show.
Interesting.
Mizorowski's down. Sanchez is down. Ohtani's still dominant. Still has the second half of the season to prove himself. Just needs the innings. Are you buying? You know what? I'll answer this one for you. No, but his stock has gone from a C to a strong B.
Okay. I totally agree with that. I'm buying all of the Cy Young stock, but then I have to short you and your view on Shohei.
Okay, all right.
Right?
Because
It's
short. I
a
get
hostile
it. Yep.
takeover of how to manage Roki.
Still a little blue chipper.
Mookie Betts. Look, I think it's fair to say he was a solid C. Then he blew the perfect game for Yoshi. He went down to a D+. And the stock has been on fire. This has been NVIDIA stock. This has been like, why didn't you buy earlier? I think he's up to a B+, trending to an A-. I'm still buying the stock. I'm back on Mookie.
Yeah, I think for him, he's Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway. He's someone that even when he's bad, he's still good just because of the defense. He plays a premium position. I'm buying the Mookie stock. Dalton Rushing has been absolutely phenomenal since the incident, the debacle with Shohei Ohtani, absolutely crushing it. Last night, gets a walk-off single. I think his stock went from an F after he showed up Shohei to, I think, it's a B- as far as just him as a player. Are you buying Dalton Rushing stock? Are you rushing to buy this stock?
Is this the most volatile stock price that we have on the Los Angeles Stock Exchange market here on DMAC?
It is. Could be
Reiter?
Blockbuster. Could be Netflix.
He and Roki, right?
Yes.
So I'll say this: I feel better about Dalton Rushing stock than I do Roki stock, because Dalton was shook but believed in himself, and Roki is shook and I think doesn't. I'll buy some of that stock with you.
You gonna buy it?
Want to pull some resources?
Yeah.
I
Pull
think
some
I
resources
made
blue
a
chips.
mistake about 10 minutes ago, and I got a bunch of Rob Pelinka Bitcoin. Can I sell that still and buy the Dalton stock? Is it too late? I'm locked in.
You're absolutely locked in.
Tanner Scott, who someone on this team on the show called Tanner not last night. It was me. I'm sorry. So he was an A. He's an A- right now after blowing the game yesterday. Dodgers still won, so it takes a sting out of the 3 runs he gave up in the 9th. Maybe he's a B+ because people overreact. I'm buying all the stock.
Yeah,
he's also going to be a setter.
You're buying. Okay, Edwin Diaz
is back. Yeah.
Edwin Diaz working his way back.
Okay.
Edwin Diaz,
I'm buying whatever you're saying.
After the All-Star break, is going to be back. He has the cockfighting issue put behind him. No discipline from Major League Baseball. This is a stock that I think, with that, you're maybe concerned. How would Major League Baseball deal with that? What is it going to be, a PR nightmare? Maybe, potentially, but it's not. I think that Edwin Diaz, the velocity's back up. He feels good about the slider. I got that stock right now as a solid B+. Still, I think it's one of the best.
I'm buying all the stock. By the way, any of you who bought his stock when the USA Today story first came out on the cockfighting can retire in terms of baseball takes.
There you
right?
go. Yeah.
Living on a baseball take island. Tyler Glasnow, who's my good friend who I saw at a bar in Manhattan Beach a few weeks ago and didn't speak to, but in a very creepy way took a photo of him.
I'm going to sell that.
I'd been drinking.
Yeah, I know. I love
that night.
Those are awesome. You should have gone up to him.
That was not my first bar. I should have. I screwed that up. I think his stock was an A- to start the year. It's been trending in the C range. I'm gonna sell the stock. I'm gonna actually sell all of my Glasnow stock for this year. The updates that are basically no updates have become very disconcerting.
I think so. I'm selling.
You don't want any of my stock?
I don't want any of the Tyler
price?
Glasnow stock. Yeah.
We're in
the fact that he goes to bars that you go to make me definitely not trust
By the
him
way,
at this
that
point.
wasn't. So those of you who don't know, here on DMAC and Reiter on 97.1 The Fan, I went to it's called Erks in Manhattan Beach. And
you sure about that?
Have you been there?
I'm
not as sure as I used to be.
Okay.
I called Hercules. And I transplanted myself from Arthur J, where I had a lot to drink, to Hercules. So, and I saw Retired Glass now, and I sent you guys photos, and some of them were bad, but I think I got one. And I didn't want to go up to him and say hi, because I had been drinking a lot at Arthur J, which is a steakhouse in Manhattan Beach, and then I continued to drink a lot at Hercules. So I think I may have made a good choice.
I think you did. And,
in my current state, I would go up and say hi.
You would? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. By the way, I think pretty sure they're going to change Arthur J to Bill R because you go there so much.
The Bill Reiter stock price was what's below an F? Not available.
F minus.
Yeah, it was
You're
bad.
a Z. A Z stock.
It was bad.
Okay, I got Mike Trout. Mike Trout, to me, he's like Nike. Nike's still great. Nike has also had some stock prices fall, and it kind of makes you wonder, hey, Nike's still really cool, but are its best days behind them? That's kind of how I feel about Mike Trout. Still pretty solid, but he definitely has peaked. I give the stock right now a B- for him. I'm selling my Mike Trout stock. Absolutely.
I'll hold on the stock.
You're going to hold?
Out of nostalgia.
Wow.
Knowing I'm probably going to lose money. By the way, in the chat at the Fan LA, left on base too often is accusing me of drinking. I was drinking then. I'm not drinking now. He's selling
I
Bill
love
Reiter
you,
stock.
Tyler. You're a great
Love
pitcher,
you,
bro.
Dave Roberts. Honestly, dude, the guys, I think his stock is an A. This is like Apple. This is like IBM back in the day. It's too late. You can buy the stock. You can hold the stock. The stock will do well. The time to get rich on the stock was 5, 6, 7 years ago when people were saying he was the puppet of Andrew Friedman.
Yeah, I mean, buy all the Dave Roberts stock. He's absolutely someone he's a blue chip stock right there. That thing's going nowhere.
You missed the fortune you could have made.
You did.
The time to believe in him was when people erroneously thought he was a bum.
Oh, yeah, you could have made some money off Dave Roberts stock.
Oh, yeah.
You're absolutely right, man. That's an Amazon level come up
right
with Doc. I love that. Okay, Justin Herbert, I'm buying this stock. I got Justin Herbert with the playoff losses, 0-for-3 in the postseason, has struggled at the most crucial times of the year. I think the stock right now, still an elite quarterback, elite arm talent. Got to go with the B, but I'm buying my Justin Herbert stock.
So it's really interesting. I actually have the blue sheet here. Do you know what a blue sheet is?
Yes.
It's a blue sheet where you sort of explain stocks. Wow. So you really, Justin Herbert can't win in playoffs, has never had a victory when it matters, mentally not tough, great arm talent. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I see what attracts.
I know you do.
You love Justin Herbert.
I love Madison Beer too. And I
saw some pictures of her on my it was on my algorithm yesterday.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was swimming.
That's you're unbearable. That's good stuff,
There.
though. Swimming. Probably 4th of July, just like... I
think so.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm buying, though. You buying?
Where did we end on the stock?
I had it at a B.
I'm selling.
You're selling?
In fact, I will sell you. I have some left over from when I drank a lot at Hercules and bought a bunch of stock. Would you like me to sell it to you now to B?
So you don't catch
You
a
can
falling
have it.
knife, as they say, right? In the stock market. You think it's a falling knife?
I do.
Okay.
Well, it's tough because of Harbaugh and because of Josh McDaniel. I'm a little... you know what? I'm going to hold. He talked me into it.
Okay, you can hold?
He
I
had
like
me at
it.
Madison Beer. Tom Brady. So this is in the capacity as president of whatever the hell he is, in charge of actual football operations for the Raiders. Do you want to do it?
The Raiders!
I can't say that anymore without hearing you do that.
Sorry.
If I say Raiders, you say...
The Raiders!
It's a real... We spent way too much time together. I was walking around the house the other day, and my son Henry said, can we go to a football game at some point? And I said, yeah, do you want to go to a Rams or a Chargers game, or would you want to try to go to Vegas and go to a Raiders game? And I looked around for you to go.
The Raiders!
I actually had a Pavlovian response. Where's Doug's voice?
That's a shout out to Chris Berman, by the way. The legend.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Tom Brady. Okay, Tom Brady. I think that people are influenced by spectacle. Before Elon Musk really made money for his companies, he was a brand, right? I think Tom Brady's a brand before being a proven commodity as a football sort of builder of operations. And I just watched the Kevin Hart roast, 2 months later. It's very, very funny. I think his stock is high. I think people see him at a B+, A- range. I'm going to sell the stock, but once it dips to a C, I'll buy the Tom Brady stock.
Okay, interesting. I think I'm still buying it at the original mark right there. This is Coca-Cola to me. This is because he's just been really good for a long time at what he's done, and I think that he's going to pour those resources into the team. He's improved so much as a broadcaster. I think he's going to improve as a front office owner type for the Raiders.
You know what? I'll sell you my Tom Brady stock at a B+ price.
Okay.
Transaction complete.
Transaction complete?
Okay.
Okay. Last one for me.
All right.
Aaron Donald. He had the emoji, the eyeball emoji recently on Instagram post, kind of hinting that he's coming back. Everyone who has any opinion on this that matters, Sean McVay, Les Need, Aaron Donald, no one shot this thing down. I think this stock is going to come back with a vengeance. I think it's an A for Aaron Donald because I still think he's an A player relative to most defensive players.
Still expensive.
It ain't cheap, buddy. You got to pay to play.
What is it? Like, aren't there some stocks out there that cost $500 per stock or whatever, like per share?
Yeah, it's going to be expensive
This is
stock.
like very similar. The price is high.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to do a bonus one. You ready?
Yeah.
Spain national team.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because I'm wearing their jersey right now. They've barely won. They've scraped by. People in Spain are freaking out. They're a B+. I'm going to buy all the stock. I think Spain is making the final. I think they're going to beat France. How's that for a shocker?
That's a premium stock. That's a premium stock right there.
That's really wishful thinking on my part, by the way.
Yeah. I got whoever the Argentinian national team is playing. That's who I'm rooting for openly.
Oh, dude, how heartbroken were you? 'Cause we have a bet. Doug and I have a bet.
Yes.
And Doug had Portugal, so I'm risk-free now.
I will say the game was so good, and Messi was so good in that big moment right there that it was worth the loss to me because of how class of a game that was. But I still would have taken it, though.
Do you know what I did?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear? Can I tell you, before in about 3 minutes, we get to this little Scooble update from Jeff Passan. Can I tell you the cost and the price of ever doubting a GOAT?
Yes.
Is you being me, and I love Messi. You end up on the 10 as the magic begins and your phone starts blowing up and your wife is like, are you watching this? Have you gotten to work yet? And you get off on Fairfax and I'm sure she's nice, but there's a lady in a van and she decides that she needs to go 13 miles per hour and she somehow beats you all the way to Hauser where I turn, and then you're just in every red light, every green light. You could see, like how there's it's counting down to 4, 3, 2, 1 on the crosswalk. So to maybe if you're going officer 25, maybe you go to 27. She sees 654 as a slow down.
No.
I hit every light, and I finally got clear of her and was trying to race to the office at an absolute officer correct rate of speed here on DMAC and Reiter, and going into our parking garage, which is a dead zone, and I'm coming into the garage, and I hear, oh, my God, and then I'm like, because I have it on YouTube TV, but I can't see it, and then it went dead. So the final goal, I heard the beginning of, and it froze, and I ran in, everyone was cheering.
Oh, my goodness.
I missed the whole thing.
Wow.
And you can ask Birch. I actually, while we were talking, I like went back and watched some of it on like repeat, and I found a point. I already knew that they'd won 3-2, and I saw a point, and like, oh, no! And I started screaming at like a missed Argentina shot in 60th minute, even though
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little freaked out that I was the first person here. I was like, "Where's Bursch? Where's Bill?
Where's soccer boy?"
But yeah,
I was they were
not watching soccer.
I was like, I gotta go to work. Argentina's gonna break my heart, and then it got to 2-0, and I was like, I'm out of here. And I'm like, this is
Wow.
I gave up on the GOAT, and you know what he did? He did to me what he did to Egypt. He taught me a lesson in my doubt.
Magical stuff, man. The guy's on another level. He's unreal.
Well, Messi stock, real quick. Messi stock. I'm just buying. You don't sell it, right? It's
Oh
the
yeah,
highest stock in the world.
That's a high price stock, man. That's a high share price stock, man.
You know what I did? I sold Messi stock at about 10 this morning or whatever time it was, and I was on the 10, and I was on Fairfax, and
Class
I was
shares.
on Hauser for each of those 3 goals.
Jeez.
Can I tell you something? I kind of like Hauser. I didn't like it today. I don't like the 10.
Yeah.
DMAC and Reiter on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Jeff Passan, our friend, has an update on Tarek Skubal and the Dodgers. We'll get into the great debate we had last week, to be or not to be a Dodger. That is the Skubal question next on DMAC and Reiter. And Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That is injury help to 40222. We have a DMAC and Reiter hero of the day. You've got another, 2 hours to vote for that. Leo Messi, Dalton Rushing, Malik Tillman, and Mr. Pochettino. You're going Poach? Because that's how you say his name properly?
Going Poach.
Out of
Poch if
respect.
you're nasty.
You go respect, I go have it.
Okay, that works.
You can vote at the Fan LA over on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, there's a very cool community that is collected there. Now, don't swear if you call in from the chat. But we do have a caller. It is MTV Gen X, a big DMAC fan, hanging out with us here on the actual phone line on DMAC and Reiter. What's up, MTV Gen X?
Hey there, Ryder. Hi, DMAC. Yeah, so I'm calling in, actually.
Hello.
How you guys doing? How you doing? Well?
Amazing, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm calling in to let you know, one, Dalton Rushing's absolute of the day. I like how he answered back, firstly, but kept his cool as well. I think people need to stop shoving him under the bus. Messi, absolutely not the hero of the day. I'm sorry to disagree with all of the Messi worshippers out there, but that game today was really an argument for the fact of all of those people screaming, is this been screen written? Is there a script out there? And I was one of the people who was like, no. This is still a beautiful game. There's some dodgy calls out there and they're misusing VAR. But that today, that callback on that goal from Egypt, I'm so sorry, but that just put the whole thing in dodgy land. If they really want to see Argentina versus France versus England versus Spain, which would be phenomenal, then just bloody set it up. Do you know what I mean? Like, set up an exhibition game. Otherwise, let's get VAR either out of football or limit it to real-time VAR replay, because VAR in baseball, it serves a wholly different purpose. In baseball, it's just objective. Is that a strike? Is that a ball? Full stop. Yeah. There's no subjective reasoning in it whatsoever. But with a game like football or soccer, whatever y'all want to call it, it's different, right? It's purely subjective. And if you slow it down, or worse, you freeze frame it, then what you're missing out on is the difference between a red card, a yellow card, and simple warning.
It's a fair point. I will say this, and thank you, MTV Gen X, because I'm a moron, and I doubted Messi. I was in the car. I've only seen the replay of the callback, and I was told by our boss, our program director, Andrew, who's a soccer head, that while it was garbage, there was, I guess, a pretty quick goal that followed that wouldn't have happened in the sort of chaos theory of how life and soccer works. So I don't know. I didn't watch. How aggrieved can Egypt be, DMAC? I haven't watched the second half.
Yeah, it does feel like FIFA's never going to beat the allegations, right? FIFA is for Argentina. People say that's what FIFA stands for. But here's the thing. They did still eventually get that other goal, which would have put them up 2-0, which it did 2-0. 2-0. So, yeah. Look, at the end of the day, Argentina was not going to be denied. Lionel Messi was not going to be denied. They scored, I believe it was 3 goals in 13 minutes, something like that. But it did feel a little ticky-tacky at the time. And who knows, if you were able to score 2 goals at that point in the game, it's a butterfly effect situation, right? We'll never know what would have transpired after that. I would have preferred not to see that call made. He did get the cleat on the toe, and it looked like maybe it impacted it for sure. But that Argentina team, they answered the bell late. You got to give them credit for it.
Here, I think, is the counterpoint to a very excellent call from a
incredible
big
stuff,
DMAC
MTV
fan
Gen X
and DMAC and Reiter fan. And thank you for listening. Egypt was up 2-0 with a chance to go to the quarterfinals in the 79th minute. And what followed the 79th minute had nothing to do with the officiating, because the moment with Salah where he fell in the box and then it led to the goal. If you that, I saw that wasn't a penalty. They poked the ball away. It went behind him. They battled for the ball. He just fell over. So, yeah, to your point, they answered the bell, dude. You're up 2-0 in the 79th minute. Don't lose the game.
If there's a foul in the buildup, it's you overturn it, right?
Yeah, I'm a Barca fan, so I'm used to that garbage being used against us when it shouldn't be. But, yeah, yes.
But I think what we've seen in this this tournament is when one thing goes one way, it becomes a bigger conversation separate to whatever status quo. Like people saying, oh, VAR needs to be limited to offsides and maybe just fouls in the box, right? Or things like that. So I think that people are never going to be happy with the current state of officiating, really any sport, no matter what it is. But I think when you're Argentina, when you have the best player in the history of the sport, one of the GOAT of all GOATs in Lionel Messi, going up against an Egypt team, it's always going to feel that way, but you can't take anything away from Argentina's win. What they did in that final 13 minutes, it was some of the best soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, I've ever seen.
Amazing, dude.
It was electric. I'm going to remember where I was when I watched that one.
It's taking a lot of self-control, having heard you just describe officiating that way, not to bring up old stuff, just so you know. But that's called friendship on DMAC and Reiter.
Do tell. What do you mean?
97 on the fan. No, I
was going to give some love to MTV Gen X. She's a great caller, man. Great fan of the show. Big fan of yours.
And you're a great host, and I'm a big fan of yours.
Yeah. I'm lost here.
I think that's an interesting reading of how officiating works. Since yesterday, you were basically like, and the officials, how dare they take away the red? How dare they give a red card?
Well, because based on what we know, was they might have had access to things that they did that ultimately led to them making a call that should have been made. But hey, I'm sure we'll get into that in a little bit.
Here's a call that has been made as well. The Detroit, I almost said Lions. The Detroit Tigers, because I was laughing at my own joke. That was mean. The Detroit Tigers have to make the call on whether or not to trade Tarek Skubal. Our friend Jeff Passan is reporting today in a really good piece at ESPN.com, says that he believes there's an 85% chance of Skubal being traded. He's the big prize of MLB's trade deadline. Obviously, this is the sort of last year of that contract, and so it's a rental by all sort of belief. And he writes that the best fits are, quote, every single contending team, but more realistically, the Dodgers, Yankees, Braves, Brewers, Blue Jays, and Rays. May I contextualize the conversation we had last week that was a little edgy, where Katie Wu, excellent reporter at The Athletic, reported that the Dodgers were, while not giving up the pursuit of Skubal, her sources said they were de-emphasizing that as the main goal, and their emphasis was actually to trade a top, I think it was outfield minor league prospect, minus I can't remember who it was, one of their top prospects, in exchange for more prospects to sort of restock the farm system. And you and I had a spirited conversation about why you don't think that her report is necessarily going to be the way things go. And now Passan's not saying it's the Dodgers, but he is saying Skubal's almost certainly going to be traded, and he still has the Dodgers as a primary person. And is it worth, do you want to hear what he said a couple weeks ago on the show to sort of buttress your point?
Absolutely.
Jeff Passan, excellent MLB insider, 2 weeks ago said this about the Dodgers and Skubal.
I think we put the likelihood in our trade rankings on ESPN.com at 85%, and that 15% that's a no was if the Tigers managed to scrap their way into playoff contention. Nobody's got more incentive for me than the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's part having him on your team, but it's also part not having to face him. Everything makes sense in terms of lining up, and the Dodgers, I think, line up better than anybody in baseball to go get Tarek Skubal.
So that came out. Katie reported what she reported. I think we're going to have her on, you said, the show next week. Where is your head at on likelihood of Skubal being a Dodger?
I still feel like I'm confident that they're going to be at the table and they're going to make an aggressive pitch for him, because we know teams like the Dodgers, they don't wait for problems. They eliminate them before they happen. And I think that with Tarek Skubal, as Jeff Passan pointed out, part of the play on him is keeping him away from teams you could be facing. You mentioned the Yankees. You mentioned the Braves. You mentioned other possible teams. Could be the Brewers as a dark horse candidate to go and get him. And if I'm the Dodgers, I still have question marks about my starting rotation. As good as Shohei's been, as good as Yamamoto's been, you still have Blake Snell and Tyler Glass now that has missed most of the season. They have missed most of the year due to injuries. Ask yourself this question. Do the Dodgers trust Justin Robleski to start Game 3 on the road? Do the Dodgers trust Justin Robleski or Roki Sasaki or Eric Lauer or any of these guys? Are they going to put the fate of a three-peat, the fate of what could possibly be the only time the Dodgers have an opportunity to do this, and that is win 3 straight titles. The Dodgers had never won back-to-back titles before Shohei Ohtani, and now they have a chance to win 3. Will they put that fate in the hand of those 3 guys that I mentioned?
DMAC and Reiter, 97.1 The Fan. I don't know Bursch's temperature on this. My last producer didn't like it, so I did it all the time. And I liked him, but I just like to, I don't know, have you ever, I'd like to give people a hard time sometime. Have you picked up on this yet?
No, it's news to me.
It's out of, I know it seems out of character. It's a live programming thing. You just made me think of something, because you're right. The answer is no. They would rather have Scooble. Next week's going to be All-Star Week. There's not as much going on. We're going to do some creative stuff. We should do a segment next week, and we should maybe hit it a little bit here. I'm curious. Let's say there's no Scooble. Let's just say that you have to rely on Roki, Robo, Sheehan, Lauer. I'd be interested the order in which you would go with those guys and the confidence level you would have if you have to pitch one of those guys in a decisive game in the playoffs. And I'm not saying I'm pushing for this. I'm saying Scooble's not a Dodger for whatever reason come August 2nd, and Glasnow and or Snell, whatever the sort of math on it is, you get to a point where one of those other 4 dudes have to pitch. Are you going – you're probably going Robo first, right? If you have to pitch one of those other 4 Dodgers in a decisive playoff game.
Including
Robo, Lauer, Sasaki, Sheehan. I'm basically saying not Yoshi, not Ohtani.
I think I would consider some piggyback start maybe with Sheehan and Robo potentially, but I think that Wroblewski has certainly earned the confidence based on the year that he's had, and the opportunity would be his for sure.
What would be your percentage So if Scooble takes the mound, you're probably 90% confident, 98% confident he'll do his end of the deal. What's your confidence level in Justin Wroblewski in that kind of a situation? Not pitching tonight against Colorado, pitching in a
that he wouldn't just bomb the game and basically
that he'll provide.
Or how about this? Over under 3 runs?
Yeah, let's say quality. I mean, I guess it depends who you're going up against, but what in the playoffs is a quality start, which is technically 6 innings, 3 earned runs. Is that enough to feel good? I think.
So my confidence level.
I think it's more like 2 earned runs over 6 innings is probably what I'm looking for.
Okay.
In a decisive playoff game.
So I think my confidence level there would be 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
Yeah.
For Robo.
Think about it. I mean, it's when you're asking someone to do something they've never done, especially when they haven't performed in a different role in the past. Last year, Wroblewski did a phenomenal job coming out of the bullpen there in Game 7 of the World Series, and he's someone that I think is ultimately going to shift to that role at some point this season when everyone gets healthy. But the Dodgers have showed their cards. They have shown their cards with how they want to win in the postseason. Remember, this is the worst we've seen offense in Major League Baseball in 30 and 40 years. Like, this is the biggest drought that we've seen where pitchers have the advantage over hitters more than
Which
ever.
I like, by the way.
That's fine.
I think it's great for the
Yeah.
The game's in such a healthy place, and I love the fact that now you can actually have baseball games where pitching matters, where defense matters. I'm all about the analytics. It's fine. Guys can do what is the 3 out? They can do the home run, base on ball.
Yeah, 3 true
strikeout.
outcomes.
Yeah. Fine. I like where the sport is at, and I like because now there's when you get to playoff baseball, now there's a human element where there's this sort of opportunity for pitchers to be decisive and for hitters to be decisive, not by overwhelming pitchers, but by can someone get a critical hit with 2 outs in the 7th inning?
Exactly.
I love this kind of baseball.
Exactly. I mean, I think that I'd rather see a pitcher's duel than some ridiculous all-star game, home run derby, whatever Christopher Sanchez is involved in these days when he's on the mound, right? But I will say this, is the Dodgers have shown that they feel like their best chance of winning the World Series is with elite starting pitching. And we're talking about high investment players, guys like Yamamoto that set a new record when he signed with the Dodgers a couple years ago, Shohei Ohtani, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow. If all 4 of those guys are healthy, the Dodgers have an elite rotation. They certainly do. But like I said, the best way to eliminate a problem is be proactive. And I've said it this entire time. And I know people say, let's hug the prospects. You want sustainable winning. Well, guess what? Your window is right now with the Dodgers. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. The Dodgers should get Tarek Skubal for the same reason why a billionaire buys the mansions to his left and right, is because they can, right? What does a billionaire do? They don't just buy the mansion. They buy the mansion next door, and they buy the mansion the other next door. And they do that so no one can move in next to them, and that's what the Dodgers should do. Don't let the Braves move in next door. Don't let the Brewers move in next door.
Who wants the Braves as neighbors?
Flex. Use that flex because it could ultimately be the determining factor to whether or not the Dodgers win 3 straight titles or this dynasty ends at 2 titles. Let's talk about what's at stake here with Tarek Skubal. You either trade away top-level prospects, ones that it's going to take a lot for them to even get opportunities regularly for a Dodgers team that's able to outsource their stars, right? Look at all their stars. Very rarely they homegrown. Andy Paz is a great example. Will Smith is a great example. Most of them are external pickups. So it's going to be, I think, still Jeff Passan. He wants to go, he says 85%. Until he changes his tune, I'm sticking with Jeff Passan, and I still think the Dodgers are going to aggressively pursue Tarek Skubal at the deadline.
There are worse things to do than ride with Jeff Passan when it comes to baseball info and what's going to happen next. DMAC and Reiter, the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. The Lakers have a new center. It's a bit of a surprise, and we'll break down who that is and whether it works next on DMAC and Reiter. DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. We have some Lakers news, and as they once said during a presidential debate, we have a segment for that.
Ball don't lie. Time for Hardwood Headlines with DMAC and Reiter.
What up, Bursch?
All right, Hardwood Headlines back in action. Guys, first off, big news in the NBA today. Donovan Mitchell signed a 4-year, $273 million max extension with the Cavaliers.
You made the point earlier in the show that I think is the primary point for me. They're close to the same age, but I think I'd much rather. Is this crazy? I'd rather have Austin Reeves at $40 million than Donovan Mitchell, who I know can't win in the playoffs or play well in the postseason at 70. 70, dude.
I'd probably still take Spida Mitchell because of the upside. I mean, but you got to pay to play and hope for those prime years. But you're right. I mean, that's a lot of coin for Donovan Mitchell. He's going to be making $75.5 million when he's 34 years old in 2031. These dudes getting paid, they're getting bags in the NBA, but that's a lot of money for him. But it does make you feel better about Austin Reeves' contract, though, for sure.
Can I blow your mind on the math here? Can I just, and this is sort of, okay, you can either have at that price Donovan Mitchell, or you can have Austin Reeves and Walker Kessler. I think
when you add
but you get two guys, dude.
Mitchell and Mobley, you're basically guaranteed the playoffs in the NBA and the Eastern Conference for the next 4 or 5 seasons.
I think, look, Donovan Mitchell used to be one of my 5 favorite players, and when he left Utah, I sort of said what I said about rushing. We're going to find out now. Now we find out.
I'll take Mitchell and Mobley.
I think he's the new James Harden. I think he's the more likable James Harden.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I mean, I don't want it to be true, but it's.
I mean, they did just lose in the conference finals.
Yeah.
That's as them as the main dudes.
I've seen the Lakers lose in the conference finals and get swept and have that not really be a thing. I mean, you were criticizing the Mavericks for making the finals and not being competitive, and they won a game in that series, didn't they? Now it's all of a sudden getting to the conference finals and getting swept is the goal?
Well, I'm just saying that Austin Reeves, that would elevate Austin Reeves to a different stratosphere as far as his role on the team. So, yeah, look, I want to keep the standards high.
Next up here, Jovan Buha says there is multiple...
Hi, Sammy!
Specifically, Jovan Buha is the person who said this, Sammy. He says there is mutual interest between the Lakers and Jonathan Kuminga. ESPN reports that J.J. Redick and Rob Pelinka have met with Kuminga.
I'm really torn on Kuminga. Look, high ceiling. They haven't shown a lot of player development skills. But yeah, the right price for not a lot of money. A flyer on Kuminga? Why not?
I've been high on Kuminga. We had the segment a couple of days ago where it was Rui or Kuminga, and I went with Kuminga just because of the mystery box element to it. The upside of it, Rui's a great shooter, but Kuminga, I think, has the potential just to be a more dynamic player, athletic, young. I think that this is going to determine and really decide if the Lakers are going to be Dodger-fied. It's can you take players that maybe C pluses and turn them into B pluses? And I think this is a great test. If you get Kuminga into your building and you develop him, you get the most out of him.
This is a really good point by you. And this, I don't have the answer to this. In the new regime, and this is something that you've spoken about the Dodgers, if the Lakers can actually work on player development and then the Dodgerification of the Lakers, player improvement, right? Player development for young players, player improvement like the Dodgers did for Eric Lauer. That, I think, is where there can be in the margin some differences that are made that are significant for LA. Because if you can do for Kuminga what the Dodgers did for Lauer, that can be a hugely significant factor.
Yeah, and even in this current regime, guys like Malik Monk, guys like Lonnie Walker, right? They've had some players that have signed here. Yeah, Malik Monk was doing his thing.
Yeah, man.
He was hooping, as the kids say. He was hooping. And the Lakers absolutely need to take these risks, right? If you bring Rui back, you kind of know what you have. And I think you look at Kuminga and you think, hey, this is a guy that you could possibly unlock and take to the next level.
Quick LA story, I know, just real quick. I had to go meet Malik Monk once for something for work. And I just moved from LA to New York. And so I just left my house in my suit like you would do here and didn't realize that in the summertime, walking to the train and waiting in the train, I got to it was a Gucci store, I think, or there was something, and I was dripping in sweat, and like my clothes were soaking wet, and no one would talk to me other than Malik Monk, who's like, "Subway, huh, bro?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just moved from LA." He's like, "Yep, it's different here."
Yo, he's a real one though.
He knew, dude.
That's pretty cool.
I was 2 days into New York, and I missed LA. Anyway, so I know we have some news, Bursch.
Oh, yes, of course. The Lakers did sign somebody today. Kevon Looney, 1 year, $3.9 million.
I mean, look, okay, like fine, backup, little backup center action.
Yeah,
sure.
Kevon Looney didn't get that
body in there.
Didn't get that player option, which I like. Right, a rare contract where you don't see that in the deal from Rob Pelinka. But hey,
Just
a 1 year
players. No,
a vet minimum, right? So it's a vet minimum deal. He's someone that was up in Golden State when they were winning, so he understands winning culture from Wisconsin, but played his college ball here at UCLA, was a prize recruit. He's a 5-star recruit when Steve Alford recruited him. So he was supposed to be a massive, massive deal, but hey, he's had a long career in the NBA, and I think this is another example of a guy that you want to get the best version of what he brings, and that is a bench guy that's going to step up when called upon, but also provide positive leadership as a veteran.
Here's the other good news from an NBA insider perspective. One of the views of the Warriors, which I think is true, is that they did not do a good job, or Steve Kerr, many people believe around the league, does not do a good job of utilizing his talent. That's why Kuminga didn't work out. I think there's a world, it's not a guarantee, where Looney is not as effective in Golden State as he can be somewhere else because of Steve Kerr's approach to how he manages minutes and players, meaning there might be a better player in Kevon Looney than people recognize and understand. Now, it's up to the Lakers, again, to bring that out, and they haven't shown the capacity to do that. But I think if you're going to buy low, you buy low from the Warriors.
That's a great point. I mean, I think, too, they need a rebounding machine, and he's definitely that. They need extra possessions. Even though he's not a big scorer, dude can still rebound.
Guys, DeMar DeRozan was released by the Kings. Dave McMenamin reports that the Lakers are not considered to be a landing spot.
Here was my perspective on DeMar DeRozan before the news. Don't do it! I mean, I actually like the fact that the Lakers have come to their senses and are operating in a way that is not... If LeBron James were the focal point of this team, they would be in for DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, we're good, right? No DeMar for me.
DeMar DeWashington.
Yeah. DeMar DeRozan could be going back to the Raptors, too. That'd be pretty comical.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Wouldn't that be wild?
Man, he had a moment. He was a good player, but he's not efficient. He's not a great shooter, and he's older. I mean, it's everything that the Lakers literally don't need.
Exactly. There's no reason to go down that well. I think for DeMar DeRozan, good player, probably could help some teams, but not the right fit for the Lakers.
And just some quick LeBron rumors here. Sam Amick says the Nuggets still think they're in the running for LeBron, and John Krasinski of The Athletic thinks the Timberwolves believe they have the best basketball fit for LeBron.
When I was in high school, there was an incredibly beautiful colleague, like girl at my school, who loved attention. And for a minute, I thought I had a chance. And then I realized she just wanted everyone to think they had a chance because she wanted the attention of every person she could get. That is LeBron James. I don't know if maybe, but LeBron is letting everyone think that they're in on LeBron because LeBron wants to be courted and loved. That's where we at.
Go to the Warriors, please.
Go to the Warriors and get it over with. LeBron. It's the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. He's Doug McCain. I'm Bill Reiter, and we're going to get into some World Cup magic, literally next on DMAC and Reiter. Welcome back into the show. Doug McCain, Bill Reiter with you. That's DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident injury, visit calldowntown.com. I have a question for you, Doug McCain.
Hit me.
Are you ready for it?
I am.
We did LA Sports Stock Exchange earlier, where we came up with athletes in the market and sort of did what the stock was before and now. What was your, honestly, truly, not that you'd ever do this or I would do it, but no pandering. What was your stock grade of the World Cup before the World Cup began, your sort of sense of it, versus where you are today?
Just as a whole, as far as the tournament itself?
Yeah, like what you thought
I love
was
the World
gonna be.
Cup. As far as the entertainment factor, the impact of the United States, I mean...
Because I thought this World Cup was going to be a mess because they expanded.
Okay.
So I was kind of like BB.
I was really high for this World Cup just because I bought into the fact that this was probably going to be the last one we're going to see all those GOATs still be able to perform, and you still get the Mbappes of the world, and excited about Lamine Yamal, Brazil, the U.S. So I was probably at like an A- heading into this tournament. Really excited about the home soil hosting it.
Oh, wow.
I was very excited. I always get very hyped about the World Cup, not gonna lie.
I love the World Cup. I've been called soccer boy by friends of mine.
Soccer boy!
One friend, you. There you go. But I was a little skeptical that it was going to live up to the expectations. Right? It's like an NBA Finals. Some of them aren't very appealing on paper, but I'm still going to watch. I've been blown away by how incredible it has been. Wow, did Sweden just win on penalty kicks? Switzerland. It's a different country.
They win, it's over?
They beat Colombia. That's too bad. I like that Colombia team, Luis Diaz.
Jeez.
I basically am rooting against every European country other than Spain.
I see that. I feel that.
It's been a real thing. So we put together a segment here on DMAC and Reiter, going through the World Cup, through the sounds and the voices of the people who've been making the news. Obviously, the U.S. men's national team was dog poo-poo yesterday. They were awful. They were so bad. And Christian Pulisic's been getting a lot of criticism for visiting with Fox, not for visiting with Fox Sports, but for saying this and sounding like this after the loss yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I just twisted my ankle and just sprained my ankle. I mean, it's just frustrating to end like that, of course. But now I time to rest, so hopefully it'll be okay.
It'll be okay. You know, I'm not a big. We talked about this before. I don't really like Christian Pulisic very much. I was still rooting for him. I thought Brock made a great point on Brock and Alex midday in LA today. There's no way those guys look at him like a leader anymore. There's certainly no way they will in 4 years. Whether he's on the team or not in 4 years isn't the point. We are past the Christian Pulisic era the way that the Lakers need to be are past the LeBron era.
Yeah, I just did not like hearing that. I'm just, they hurt my ankle. I'll be okay. Like, I mean, come on. That's not what you want to hear from the star of your team. And I look at his own coach, Mauricio Pochettino, who said that they don't have a top 100 player. And was that a shot at him? Who knows? But he did say that.
I'm gonna do it. Who else said that at the start of the tournament? Who else pointed out that
was it BR?
It was BR.
Uh-oh.
Talk about yourself in the third person, soccer boy. This is the thing, and I love that. I missed that Pot said this. I didn't see this. That's exactly right. It's not an insult. It's not anti-American team. It's not you don't love U.S. soccer. It's an understanding of where we are. Christian Pulisic is in the 250s pro. I've done that. I've done this. I've gone through all the players in the exercise. Here's the good news. I do think that Malik Tillman can get to a point, and I'm trying to think who else. Weston McKennie, Tyler Ann, they're getting older, but I do think we have. I mean, Balogun's a star. I think we can have several guys that are 100 to 150 next World Cup.
I hope to see that because Christian Pulisic, he was an absolute no-show, no goals in the tournament. I think he had 1 assist. He was an absolute fraud, man. I really, truly believe that. Like, this dude folded like a cheap beach chair. Like, this guy just didn't show up. Like, look at all these teams we're talking about. Look at all these teams that are advancing in this tournament. Mbappe. I'm not asking him to beat any of these guys, right? Because Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, even Cristiano Ronaldo, Erling Haaland, these are some of the best players in the world, some of the best players ever. We know that Christian Pulisic is not that, but to me, it's just the fact that he looked like he did not want to be there. He was supposed to be the face of the golden generation of soccer. for the United States. To me, it was the fool's golden generation of U.S. soccer led by Christian Pulisic. I mean, he looks good on billboards, looks great on commercials, looks good in promos, but looks scared on the pitch when it's time to win. Extremely disappointed. This is someone who's supposed to be in his prime. Yes, he got injured. He got kicked in the calf.
You go as I'm with you. You go as your leader goes. And the level of disinterest, did you see what he looked like when they scored? Belgium scored, I think it was the third goal. There's a lack of fire, there's a lack of passion, there's a lack of fight. Today, you saw Argentina, who actually is expected to win the World Cup in their home country. The standard of success for Argentina is win the World Cup. The standard of success for the U.S. men's national team was to win yesterday. When Argentina was down 2-0, Messi didn't give up. He was rallying the guys. They kept fighting. They kept battling. You saw Pulisic give up. You saw him just stop trying. There was literally like, oh my, you're better than that. My ankle.
My ankle hurts.
Oh my, look, we don't.
Red, white, and blue.
Carly Lloyd is a soccer, obviously, legend in this country. And again, on Fox Sports, she did not pull punches in talking about the loss.
No, look, it's a bit of a downer for us being out here now after this loss, but I felt like they lost the game before they even stepped out onto the pitch, and I'm not sure why, and I don't know the reasons, but just from the beginning, just chasing, tentative, scared, just not confident on the ball. And I think big-time players, you wanted some of those big-time players to step up in big moments. And I got to be honest, I was a bit disappointed with Christian Pulisic. I think whether he wants to be the star of this team or not, we didn't see enough from him in this particular game and really the whole World Cup.
Remember, he skipped the Gold Cup. So for people that don't know, CONCACAF is the sort of regional part of world soccer that we, the United States, compete in. The Gold Cup's a pretty big deal. It's not a big deal to the average American sports fan, so maybe it can go under the radar. So if you're Christian Pulisic, you can also kind of not do it, and you don't jeopardize your sponsorships with whoever you're trying to sell stuff through. But to soccer people, they know he didn't go claiming he wanted to be ready and able and physically fit, and they just had one of the worst performances we've seen from a so-called talisman for any national team that's a host country in the history of the World Cup. He made the decisions that led him to this terrible performance, and it wasn't just in the match against Belgium. He did not step up or perform well in any match other than I thought he played well against Paraguay. There was one match where his link-up play was really good, but it's sort of bare minimum for what's expected of this guy. I'm with you, Doug. It's unacceptable, and he didn't play the level that he should, and the U.S. underperformed because their star underperformed. Period. Full stop.
Hey, couldn't agree with you more, man. I mean, I think when you look at all these great players for all these great teams, I'm a firm believer that every team takes on the identity of their best player, of the face of their team. And Christian Pulisic has been jammed down our throats for so many years as the guy that is going to take American soccer to the next level. And he's a guy that we've seen he basically grew up and he goes to Dortmund, and then it's like, oh, wow, we got a guy that's playing European soccer. We got it's playing the Bundesliga, right? And it gets you excited. And I think to me, it's, look, I can take a loss, right? I can live with the fact that maybe the United States is not one of the best 8 teams on the planet. I can live with that. But to me, it was the demeanor. It was the fact that it looked like he didn't even get off the bus yesterday. My man was using the World Cup for cardio, just running around there doing nothing. If that's supposed to be your best player, a guy that's tentative, a guy that's scared, a guy that wasn't even available for an elimination game, and yesterday he looked disinterested at times, look, that was an embarrassing look. We need to get superstars. I don't know how we can do it. We need to get superstars that can actually lead this team in this country to the next level in soccer.
I'm going to have a hot take here, and I hate that expression on DMAC and Reiter, but I'm going to have one. He is of a different generation in which the wrong people were celebrated for the wrong reasons. And I'll say it because Christian Pulisic's been labeled the next great star for a long time. He has been praised and coddled and told that he's a star before he earned it. Balogun just has gone out there and earned it. Tillman has earned it. Like, those guys aren't celebrated, so to get to where they are in the U.S. national team, they have to grind their way to success often in Europe. I know he didn't play a huge role, but even Ricardo Pepi started, I think, in Dallas and MLS and worked his way through different European leagues. And there was a moment a year ago when Pulisic's weakness and how soft he is and how spoiled he is, he's LeBron James on the cover of Sports Illustrated without LeBron's talent. Because there's a Paramount, which does the Champions League matches, which is the big soccer tournament for club soccer. They had so I'm sure you watch Champions League because your PSG team won it. They've got, who is it? Micah Richards and Thierry Henry. Jamie Carragher is the other one. They do the coverage. And they presented one day on Paramount Plus a Christian Pulisic documentary. And they made these guys talk about it in a Champions League match. And this would be like making LeBron James talk about Jeremy Lin on live television. And the looks on their faces of, oh my God. And they were trying to pretend like Christian Pulisic mattered. And this is the problem with Pulisic. He's not respected on the level internationally, but he's treated like a god by people who don't know anything about soccer when the U.S. is a part of it every now and then. Whether it's the suits at Paramount or it's the people that want to sell you shoes or food doing commercials with Christian Pulisic over the course of this tournament. He bought the hype when he didn't actually achieve the hype. That's the old era of soccer. I think there's a new era. But this is a guy who thought he was a star because of the lack of understanding about soccer in this country, not because of anything he actually accomplished.
I love it, man. Yeah, to me, I think the word that you hear, the buzzword in the last couple of years is industry plant. He feels like the closest thing to a U.S. soccer version of an industry plant. Someone that was clearly marketable. He looked like he'd be in a boy band. He had all the cool tattoos, played in Europe, and it felt like he was going to be our guy, that maybe he could be what Freddie Adu wasn't and never became. But I think yesterday it was pretty apparent early on that he looked so defeated early in that game. You know how they say that boxers can lose fights just on the ring walk? He was like a boxer that lost a fight on the ring walk, right? He didn't look prepared. He looked scared. And I think, to me, that is going to have to lead to a reshuffling of who you want to be the face of your unit. And just imagine that. I mean, to not play through injury.
There's a deeper cut issue here, and I don't know to what degree you guys want to get into it. This is a big Eric Winalda thing. I love Eric. I know Eric's sort of controversial in the soccer world. In Europe, if you are really good at youth soccer, you basically get recruited to leagues and work your way up, and eventually you make money. In the United States, if you want to be good at soccer, you have to spend money to get it. Here's the comparison. European, South American, worldwide soccer outside of the United States is like basketball here. You just go play and the best players rise up. U.S. soccer is like tennis or golf, where you have to spend money in order to achieve at it. It is, for lack of a better term, a rich person sport in this country and/or a con. It's a con job. So like youth soccer here is basically predicated on you give us the trainers money and eventually you work your way up, rather than being a natural, organic outpouring of people who just have a passion for something and like get there. And so there's this whole, the way that we develop soccer talent in this country that's a problem. And Pulisic is just part of that. He's a product of this softness. Just in the way that like Kobe went abroad and didn't do AAU basketball and had this edge to him. Pulisic is a product of the wrong way to raise talent, soccer talent in this country. And it's sort of a deeper cut, but for you soccer heads, you know what I'm talking about. Now, there are guys that are amazing. I love Tyler Adams. I think he's a star. And there are heartbroken guys who gave everything in this tournament. And Adams, midfielder for the U.S. men's national team, again, with Fox Sports, with Fox, who is broadcasting the World Cup, talked in heartbroken fashion about the loss yesterday after that 4-1 beat down to Belgium.
Tonight can't be a direct reflection of what we were trying to accomplish because, again, you have good days and you have bad days, and today was one of our bad days and it got the best of us. We came out here with the ambition that we can go really far in this tournament. We didn't obviously go as far as we'd like. That being said, if we inspired just a few kids throughout this journey, then we did something right.
Look, I like Tyler Adams. I don't think there is inspiration. I think U.S. soccer failed. I think if you had played Spain in the round of 16, it's one thing. You played Belgium and you should have beat them. We have a caller at 855-97 LA fan who wants to talk Christian Pulisic. If you want to talk the so-called Captain America, I hate that, of U.S. soccer or anything else, 855-97 LA fan. It is Champagne here in L.A. Champagne, appreciate you. You are on DMAC and Reiter.
Hey, man, what's going on? You hit it right on the head, man. This guy's an entitled baby, and this generation, man, they just got things jacked up. They have some savages, but this guy is just super entitled. I'm throwing away all my McDonald's cups. He's butt cheeks, man.
Dude, great call. And I'm gonna pick on Christian Pulisic here, and then and maybe it's not fair. And I think I brought this up on the air. I don't remember. I used to have a TV show. I used to interview a big celebrity every sort of day for that. We tried. I had Pulisic on. I will say this in fairness to Christian Pulisic. I had him on 2 or 3 times when I didn't know anything about soccer before I was watching it. I'm sure my questions were dumb. Do you think you guys can win the World Cup? But he was so rude the entire time, which isn't the reason I'm bringing it up because guys are rude. You know when you do a TV interview or a radio interview, sometimes before you go live, people are getting set up and you can see and hear them. All he did was complain the entire time. This guy said, I've interviewed LeBron James on camera. I've interviewed James Harden. I've interviewed Chris Paul. I've never had anyone act as entitled or as big of a prima donna as this guy before an interview. And he's a soccer player, which isn't to take a shot. So I'm with Champagne. I'm with you. Christian Pulisic had a lot of red flags. And the way that you sort of wipe those away, the way that you prove that you get to act like a diva, the way that you prove that you get to skip the Gold Cup, the way that you prove that you're everything that the dollars in your bank account from advertising in this country says you are, is by going out there and at a minimum, DMAC, competing like a star. This guy, to your exact, he competed like a baby.
Hey, man. Hey, that's the thing. Like, this was just, you talk about Captain America, his shield got cracked, and he's like, hey, I'm out of the game, right? That's the thing. Like, you don't play through things. I think you're not going to see Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's more like crap in America.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Am I allowed to say that? I just did.
Christian Pula.
It's a play on words.
I'm Andrew. Christian Pula, sick of this guy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I need a different guy out there. But you're right. I mean, there's just something. The thing about the United States, sure, we are not this soccer crazed nation like you're going to see in Europe or South America, right? But we understand what elite athletes look like that aren't afraid to compete at the highest level.
Amen,
Yesterday,
bro.
it felt like that.
I love that, and I'm going to add to this. There are a lot more soccer crazy fans than there were 10 years ago.
Yep.
I was not watching soccer at the start of 2020. I'm obsessed with it today. I could not have assessed Christian Pulisic's failure accurately 6 years ago. I can speak to it. I can speak to it now. 855-97 LA fan. One of the great things about this show, of course, you can listen on the FM here in LA in 97.1. We're the only sports talk radio station in Southern California on the FM dial. So thank you for listening that way. But you can also listen on the stream or on the free Odyssey app, and you can listen anywhere, like Sacramento, where Will is chilling, listening to the show. Will, thanks for listening up north, buddy. You're on DMAC and Reiter.
Hey, guys. I wanted to call in. I fully disagree about your Pulisic take. I'm not going to lie.
Give it to us, bro. I love it. What is it? Tell us.
You genuinely just you can't compare him to LeBron James, all right? Like, LeBron James, he's arguably the greatest of all time.
Well, I'm saying Pulisic was more arrogant than LeBron without his talent. It's not a comparison. I would argue, my friend, please keep going, that it was Pulisic who made the argument with his arrogance.
But Pulisic was also carrying the U.S. team on his back at the same time. I mean, if I was carrying, I'd be a little arrogant too. I'm not going to lie.
I feel that. Do you have any other? Look, you're the only guy right now that I've seen in this country that's currently writing for Pulisic, whose last name isn't Pulisic, Will. So if you got more, we love competing perspectives. Anything else on Christian?
I think, honestly, his talent is not overrated. I think he does have it. I just genuinely think that his team can't back him up the way he should be. If he could be carried the way, look at Messi, for example. Argentina has an amazing team, has an amazing defense. He's an amazing player, and he carries, but the rest of the team as well gets behind him. The U.S. just doesn't have it the exact same way.
Love the call. Appreciate the call. Don't agree with the call, but that's good. That's what sports talk is about. By the way, MTV Gen X has a point in the chat that we made yesterday, actually, but I think we should make it again. I'll make it. It's an opinion. It's my point. I do think a huge part of the reason we lost is because the president's intervention and the FIFA head's intervention in overturning the red card and the way that is viewed, whatever you think out there, it's okay to not view it this way, but the world views it as an act of utter corruption, motivated Belgium in a way that I don't think they would have been motivated. They weren't just playing a soccer match. Now they were playing against what they viewed as an absolute wrong, as an injustice. And I'll add this. Balogun also went to the head of the Belgium coach and basically said, it's hard to know what he said, but it sounds like he apologized. It sounds like he basically said, it isn't me. And so just to put in context, the guy, Flo Balogun, who shouldn't have played yesterday, who got to play, so my reading of this, everybody on DMAC and Reiter, so understood that it wasn't right that he was out there that he went to the Belgium coach to say, hey, man, not my call, and the Belgium coach said respect. I don't think casual fans understand, and I'm glad he was out there too, the way in which even the U.S. men's national team saw this as weird, and I think it's part of the reason they were off balance. I think it's different than Christian Pulisic. I think he's just the James Harden of U.S. soccer. I think he's not very good when it matters most, but there was a lot working against us.
Yeah, I think that Flo Balogun, probably did the right thing by honoring the suspension by not showing up in the game because he barely was there, it felt like. But I do agree with you. I mean, we saw in the post-game antics where the Belgium players were doing the Trump dance and they were doing the YMCA thing, that they clearly were motivated and did have an extra edge. Whether or not that's the ultimate reason why they won, I think, look, the enemy has a say in all this too, right? And that's something that needs to be brought up. And the enemy of Belgium was the United States. The United States, they look like they just didn't get off the bus for the first 20 minutes. But I will say that 1 minute after we tied it, that was the greatest Cheez-Its that I had in my life when we were in the waiting room. That was great. It felt like they had a chance.
Yep.
But unfortunately, that Belgium team, there was a lot of talent, a lot of quality. A lot of talent, but still weren't able to overcome it.
DMAC and Reiter here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. I do want to say this to Will, and I love the call, and I love the disagreement. I personally think it's unfair to say that Pulisic didn't get the backup he needed from his teammates. I thought some of those guys, I thought Weston McKennie had a pretty good tournament. I thought Balogun was amazing. I thought outside of Ream, who looked like he was 80 years old, the back line was better than I thought they would be until the end of that sort of Belgium game. So I actually thought it was Christian Pulisic who let people down. Calls are coming in. We'll keep taking them here on DMAC and Reiter at the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. I forgot the name of the station for a second, but it's the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Mike in Los Alamitos, thank you for listening, pal. We appreciate you, Mike. You're on DMAC and Reiter.
Hey, guys. I was just calling to point out that I think the fans got super excited about the U.S., beating or barely getting by crappy teams. And finally, they hit a top 9 ranked FIFA team, and they get absolutely destroyed. And basically every weakness that they had was exposed, including the goaltender, including the defense, including the lack of scoring, and then let alone the bad taste in the mouth with the whole Trump, FIFA review, whatever the heck happened there. But I just think everybody got really suckered into believing that they were actually going to beat Belgium, who they haven't beat in quite some time, or any team that's worth a darn.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, and you're not wrong, dude. That's a great call, Mike. We appreciate you. I just, and I know we got to go, so it's like we can, but whatever, it is what it is. It's like soccer. Sometimes you got to go into stoppage time. The U.S. played like an AYSO team. The USA yesterday played like garbage. And Mike, I will just respectfully say, and your point is interesting and smart, and it's a good take. If USA loses 4-1 and they play the way they're supposed to play, then, yeah, we're not in the same class. What I think pisses people off in the know and pisses people off, as you said, DMAC, who maybe aren't soccer fans but understand how sports work and elite sports and what America is to compete, we didn't play well. That's why we got destroyed. I don't think Belgium's that good. I actually think they got lucky. Lucky's wrong. Senegal should have beat Belgium. I think we just completely collapsed. And I think the red card being overturned, the suspension is part of it. And I think Pulisic not stepping up, that's your job. You're off balance. Things feel weird. The world's against you. The guys aren't playing well. Passes are errant. Everyone's starting to choke. The sky is falling. Chicken Little was right. It is Christian Pulisic's job, with talent and experience and the sort of leadership role he's been given, to rally the guys, calm them down, make a few plays, get the ball, take the sting out, have a couple quality touches, and he did the opposite, and they followed suit.
Yeah, I think that, look, it was as the caller pointed out, this was a country that really was hyped, excited. I mean, it had absolutely captured the imagination, but you're the host nation. That's always going to be the case. And look, yesterday was a failure. It was an absolute embarrassment. I think this team should have performed better. That was not the team that we've seen for most of this tournament. That was not the team we saw against Bosnia, against Australia, against Paraguay, and they showed up and had their worst game at the worst possible part, and they're going to have to live with that for a long, long time. Can I take a hydration break?
Bravo. Hell yeah. Hydrate. I call those money breaks. For FIFA. We are going to keep rocking with the soccer talk. If you want to call in and defend or go after Christian Pulisic, 855-97-LA fan. We love the calls. We love the comments at the Fan LA. We've got somebody demanding something from DMAC. We'll get into that. And we'll also, because this is a bummer of a story, we will talk about the magic of Messi after we put a bow on how brutally, as DMAC said, disappointing and unacceptable our country's performance was yesterday when we got knocked out. More soccer talk next here on DMAC and Reiter. show. Welcome back, DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. What's the issue, DMAC?
Nothing, man.
Says something a little edgy on the way in.
A little edgy.
A little aggressive. I've been spending too much time with my favorite new person.
Sammy and Bursch.
No. Soccer boy. Where is this? Lost It 777 has a comment at the Fan LA on YouTube at the Fan LA in the chat. Still waiting on DMAC's apology to Tim Howard. What'd you do to Tim Howard?
My apology to Tim Howard.
I don't know. I don't know the context. I just kind of, you know what?
Interesting.
I couldn't agree more. Question mark?
Tim Howard,
did he misspell Shohei Ohtani?
Have you ever seen Tim Howard's goal when he kicked it all the way from his goalie to the other one?
Are you subject changing?
No, I'm not. It was just wild. Like, Tim Howard, you know what? I'm never going to apologize to you. Whatever I said to you, I'm taking it to my grave.
Does anyone know what that's from?
I really don't. I don't. We must have talked about Tim Howard at some point.
I am sorry that I read.
Oh, you know what? I remember now. I remember now. When Tim Howard basically was kind of poo-pooing their run so far. Remember we talked about he was on Landon Donovan's podcast.
Yeah, they're never going to win.
Yeah. So
no
you know
chance.
what?
Oh, you know what?
I apologize to Tim Howard. Ball.
I think I went at him too.
There we go.
Yeah. See, that wasn't so...
Cross my fingers.
I almost did a terrible pun. Do you want to... By the way, I'll say this. I thought Pochettino did a pretty good job, and I would bring him back. There are reportedly an extension offer in front of him through 2030. He has not signed it. He has not sort of agreed. I think his one comment in the press conference over the last week was there'll be time for that. We're focused on what's going on. He did speak with reporters after the game, and he did try, despite that it was an embarrassing beatdown, he did try to keep things positive.
I don't say the difficult job is done, but I think we settled the principles, that for the future to be very successful. I think we feel proud because we feel proud with our staff, with the player, that I think we create something that is going to be going to stay, in that federation and in this country.
And by the way, Poch is one of the 4 nominees for the DMAC and Reiter Hero of the Day, where you can vote on YouTube at the Fan LA. So vote and then pound that thumbs up like button. I was not excited about Pochettino. I thought the game had passed him by. I thought he was maybe a Chip Kelly type figure, at least when Chip Kelly was in the NFL. I thought he did a really good job, and I'd be totally down with him to come back in 4 years.
Yeah, I think he had the juice. You hear people talking about the influence he had on this team as far as attacking from the low block and trying to emphasize just different tactical things. I mean, I want to see the European flavor on the U.S. team, and we saw for so many years that this team going internally, I like the outsider approach, especially when it comes to Pochettino. Like, give me the guys that have one of the highest levels and try to get those guys. If you're very serious about it, you go and get the best available. And there's been some talk, maybe he takes a job somewhere else. I mean, this is probably good for him to some degree. He's coached at the highest levels in Europe. So I did like it, though. I did think it was a cool dynamic having a guy that wasn't an American take on that job and kind of teach us the game from that standpoint.
I could not agree more. We were down 2 goals in that match yesterday, and we basically collapsed and got humiliated and lost by 4-1. Argentina was down by 2 goals today to Egypt. And I'm not saying Egypt's not a good side, a good team. Mo Salah is one of the best players in the world over the last 3 or 4 years, a little bit older. They're obviously very competitive, but it was a shocker. It was stunning. And then there was a goal by Argentina. It was 2-1. Like, okay, maybe we're getting close. And then inevitably, when I was on the 10, no, I think I was on Fairfax. I'm so mad at myself. Leo Messi, thanks to our friends at Fox Sports, did this.
Lionel Messi, deflection there on the way through. And can they line something up here, Argentina? Oh, it's gone in. It's 2-2. And who else? Lionel Messi, the savior for Argentina.
They would go on to win 3-2, but that was the goal as time was ticking away, where you knew that Argentina was going to win. When they got that goal, and For our Spanish-speaking friends out there, for me who's trying to learn to speak Spanish and is getting worse and worse, but I keep working at it, and just for everybody who can feel and hear the passion, whatever your language, this is what that goal sounded like on Telemundo.
Otra vez Messi, se desvía la pelota que cae al área, no pudo Julián Messi. ¡Gol!
Just the disbelief, dude. Just like that. The thing about Messi, I can't think of an athlete who's made me feel this way in terms of being surprised and knowing I shouldn't be surprised since maybe Jordan, maybe Tiger.
Maybe Tom Brady when you're down 28-3.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Tiger.
How was that
Can I add one more, though? Goal! Yeah. Like, I was running out of goal and still was like, I'm going to do another goal.
It sounded like the guy was saying goal while crying from the sheer joy and magic of it.
It was incredible. I think, to me, watching that game, it almost felt like, wow, Messi really maybe is starting to look his age, and all of a sudden, it's Messi. It feels like it's man versus Messi. It really does feel that way. The dude needs just 2 touches to make something special happen. He really is soccer Thanos. He's just absolutely inevitable. You can feel him on the pitch at all times. You're always looking for him. And then when there's a moment of magic, it uses Lionel Messi, who's behind it. And look, at this point, I know we got our little bet. And when Argentina wins, it's not good for me. But I will openly say right here that I want to be able to tell my grandkids that I was able to see Lionel Messi win another World Cup. So if it means him winning a World Cup, me losing a bet, I'm here for it. It's great to see the greatest to ever do it still competing at this level. The dude just special. Gives you goosebumps just thinking about it.
By the way, MTV Gen X, my kid just wrote this in the chat. My kid just turned the TV off in the other room. He said he couldn't bear it anymore. DMAC, this is heartbreaking to watch you glaze Messi. Sigh. It will take a while to get over this. Later. What? And then she wrote, oh my God, stop. MTV Gen X, with all due respect, because we've talked to you twice, you're obviously very, very smart.
Messi's terrible.
What is wrong with you? What is it that you can't? How can you not
So
see
overrated.
the greatness of Messi? Glazing Messi. Oh my God! Look at them glazing Jordan again after he got his 6th championship.
Yeah.
Glazing tie. What are we talking? He's the best soccer player of all time. It's not even a question.
Yeah, no, it's like, man, they're talking way too much how awesome the Sistine Chapel is. It's like, no, like, this thing is properly rated. But I will say,
Hemingway, for whom the bell tolls.
exactly,
on,
right?
man.
I mean, look, I think she is a big Mbappe fan, right? I think that what she made
even
clear.
Mbappe says he's the best of all
you
time.
gotta. I'm curious to see what she thinks is.
They must be Ronaldo fans. They
Hey,
must be.
yeah.
That's a tough place to be.
Lionel Messi he's just undisputed. Like we've talked about this, I've said on the show. Hey, LeBron and Jordan, they can have their cute GOAT debate. There is no GOAT debate in soccer. That's how out front Lionel Messi is.
I mean, I really like MTV Gen X, and this makes my heart hurt.
Come back, Messi's overrated.
Come back.
I'm just kidding.
Soccer boy, soccer star.
Soccer go.
It's better when you do it. Everything's better when you do it here on the
No,
new
no,
97 on the Fan, the voice of LA sports. All right, if you want to call us, 855-97 LA Fan. We have been trying to do the NFL report for the last 6 shows. Will it finally happen? Will you get to hear the latest on the Rams? Who knows? It's a mystery. It's a question mark. We'll find out next on DMAC and Reiter. Presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That is calldowntown.com. We don't often take the same caller twice in a show. But DMAC, you made a great point that if you're driving around LA and you're wondering how could anyone possibly try to frame Leo Messi as anything other than a GOAT, if not the GOAT, here is your opportunity. Because we're going back to MTV Gen X at 855-97 LA Fan. MTV Gen X, resident Messi hater, the floor is yours, man.
No, I'm not a Messi hater, but here's the point, right? This is the same treatment that Mahomes gets. And I have someone here who is bigger football knowledge guy than me, my own son, and he's going to give you straight facts. Reiter, I'm not going to tell you his name, but here he is. Go ahead.
Secret person.
How's it going, Reiter?
Hello. I'm well.
Okay, so the reason why Messi is overrated is due to the fact that he's only did it at Barcelona, one club. He had a whole system built into him at the age of 13, whereas Ronaldo, he was able to do it a whole bunch of different clubs.
I knew you were a Ronaldo guy. I knew you were a Ronaldo guy.
Called it. You called that.
I was born on the same birthday as him.
That's
him
not
and
your
Neymar,
fault.
So.
You can overcome that, young man.
I love it. No, I'm not. Plus, he only did it at Barcelona. When he went to PSG, he didn't have that same system. He had other elite talent, and he wasn't able to replicate what he did at Barcelona. He had
Ronaldo
Iniesta.
played at Real Madrid.
He did
with
play
the
at Real Madrid, but however, if you look at the players that Messi
wasn't at
had,
Girona.
Iniesta and Xavi,
Yeah.
they were elite midfielders that helped win back-to-back La Liga titles, around 10 La Liga titles in total when he was there. But if you look at Ronaldo, he has the more Champions Leagues, and even though Lionel Messi has the most Ballon d'Ors, a lot of those come...
Ronaldo, yeah, I'm sorry, I got you. I love the call. Thank you for calling in. I hate to break it to you and to you, to your mother, MTV Gen X. Ronaldo is not the GOAT. He's actually the worst. He's totally unlikable. It would be hard for me too. My son was a Ronaldo fan. He's had to come to terms with it, so I do have real sympathy. Messi is better, and it's not. I mean, it's not even a. This is. I don't. This is like if you staked everything on Machado over Shohei before Shohei started pitching. Sometimes it goes the other way.
The thing too,
but great call, dude. I mean, that was really. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, he brought his facts, man. He stood on business, man. He wasn't afraid.
Well.
I mean, he stood on business. He did. There is some truth to the fact that, I mean, at PSG, he was a letdown. He was a letdown at PSG.
No.
He created space. He had some assists, but it wasn't the same.
Mbappe was the letdown because he refused to run and made life miserable for anyone. I mean, I can go deep on this if you want to. Don't
Let's
try
go to
to
the mirror on the trench.
Don't try to two ways it.
I'm not.
Don't
I think
two ways McCain it.
I'm not two ways McCain anything. I mean, we appreciate the cause. We love getting into some heated debates.
You just went before the segment. You're like, let's hear if anyone go at Messi, and then after the call,
I agree.
you're like, there's some good points there.
Messi is the undisputed GOAT.
Okay,
but the thing is, he was already the point I was trying to make here. Was he was already the GOAT.
It's personal for me.
When he went to PSG.
It's almost like insulting my family.
I feel that. He was already the guy when he went to PSG. He had already beaten the video game. He was just playing it again on story mode just for fun. Like, he had nothing else to prove. And you had the fact that he has won a World Cup and could win another World Cup. And two, just look, I mean, all the advanced stuff still loves Messi more. Dude, Messi is the GOAT. Like, there's no... And the thing about Ronaldo, he's not even the second best player of all time.
Ronaldo needs service to score and has for a lot of his career, not all of his career. Messi can create for other people. Messi is an assist machine. Ronaldo, I don't want to do the Messi-Ronaldo thing, but there is no doubt that Messi is the better player. You know, we're going to do something that's rare as Ronaldo having a moment against Messi. We're going to do NFL Report.
It's time for the latest headlines on and off the gridiron. It's DMAC and Reiter's NFL Report.
That's right. NFL Report is back on DMAC and Reiter. Not a ton to report on in the NFL, so we're going to start with DMAC's favorite topic, Aaron Donald speculation. The media is on intense Aaron Donald social media watch, and apparently last week, Donald had posted a video of himself working out with the caption, "Work." And then, over the weekend, Clutch Points posted a picture of Aaron Donald holding 2 Super Bowl rings, discussing his potential return, and Donald himself commented with the eyeball emojis.
I mean, He's coming back, dude.
I feel it. He is coming back. I think that is something that we're going to find out sooner than later. The fact that he's still engaging. I was talking to some of his former teammates last week. They're still very high on it. They did tell me, hey, he's a master marketer behind the scenes. So he's almost, I don't know, launching a product and maybe a comeback at the same time.
Whoa.
But it just feels like, I mean, he has a product called Ready, but I think he's helping promote that as well as possibly coming back.
He has a product called Ready, and he's going to be like, I'm ready.
Yeah. So I just think that, look, there's something to that. AD.
I'm ready for him to come back.
Me too.
What is Ready?
I think it's like a drink, something like that, some type of workout situation.
Sure.
And which makes sense because the dude looks like an absolute god amongst men for sure.
I'm excited. By the way, you haven't commented. Do you like I got the Spain kit because we're going. We're doing it. Now that my one team's gone, I got one team left.
I love your Spain kit. I mean, the Spain jersey, the Spain kit is top notch. I want to see you get the retro one that you unsuccessfully got on your trip to Hollywood this week, right?
I'm ready. Yeah, I tried. I went by West Hollywood to the Adidas store and they didn't have it.
Yeah, we got to get you that kit, bro.
I was bummed.
So, guys, Sports Illustrated spent the holiday weekend ranking some of the best duos.
I thought you were going to say they went somewhere. Like, Sports Illustrated had a vacation. Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
Ranking some of the best duos in the NFL. So Matt Verderam ranked Kyron Williams and Blake Corum as the best running back duo in the league.
Are you here for this?
I mean, I think it's kind of one of those things
like a
where
stretch, bro.
It's like it's kind of one of those $2.50 equals $1 type thing, right? I think that there's a lot there. They run duo. They've got a great offensive line. I still think that Blake Corum has his best football in front of him. By the way, Sports Illustrated does have vacations called the Swimsuit Edition, just so you know.
I have not heard of that. Talk to me.
Okay.
Goose. Oh, you know what? Lindsay wanted me to, who does social media, wanted me to come up with a story for social. I forgot the story about the time I farted on Brooklyn Decker.
Oh, my goodness.
Have I told that story in the air?
You should. Farting is always funny.
No, I'm not going to tell it. That's a long story. It's a terrible story.
It is?
It's like a 10-minute story.
I'm here for it.
I'll tell it next week.
I got time.
I'll tell it next week when there's nothing going on. I'm going to put in my little notes.
Perfect. Hey, when it came to the top 5 cornerback duos, Sports Illustrated had the Rams duo of Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson as 4th in the league.
I thought you said quarterback duo. I'm like, what kind of a dumb article is that? This backup got him over the top.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that list. I mean, the Rams having McDuffie and Jalen Watson. I think one thing that helps them in this situation is they have played together for a long time. And McDuffie signed the big deal, 4-year, $124 million contract. But Jalen Watson, who they signed after that, I think is going to be massive as well because it's going to allow McDuffie not to have to stay on the outside. You can work him in the slot. You can put him in some big positions. But I think by season's end, I mean, the Texans, to me, with Derek Stingley Jr. and Kamari Lassiter are right up there. And then the Eagles with Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, I think, are outstanding. But I think by season's end, if McDuffie has the season that we think he can have, especially with Myles Garrett and potentially Aaron Donald, that's going to put them in great positions. I could see the Rams ending up with the number 1 cornerback combination just because how good that defense is going to be.
I could not be more thrilled to be a part of and to listen to and to engage in all of the incredible Rams content you're going to do this season.
And with the top 5 wide receiver duos,
back there just chilling.
with the top 5 wide receiver duos, Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams were ranked 2nd in the league behind the Bengals of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
I love our studio. I love our show. I like working here.
Show straight fire, man. I think this one I'm okay with. I'm okay with the Rams being behind. I think Jamar Chase could still make the case as being the best wide receiver in the NFL. T. Higgins, great himself. And we're going to have to see from Puka Nacua how he responds to last season, the offseason, making sure everything is right upstairs as well as physically. But, hey, this is definitely a list you want to be high on, and they're high on all those outside lists, whether it be cornerbacks, whether it be receivers. So I think some work to do, but I'm okay. I think that the Rams are a little high on that list, if you ask me.
What is your confidence level that Aaron Donald, if he returns and doesn't win a Super Bowl but barely loses, would play the following year?
Such a great question. I think obviously it depends on how he felt physically after that, but I think if he gets that taste of it and they show that there's a different version of what Aaron Donald can look like as far as workload and snap count, if it's a little bit of a load management, reduced workload, and he's still having a lot of fun, I could see him coming back for a couple years. 35, we see guys like Calais Campbell have a lot of success in their late 30s. This is not a position that is the young man's position like cornerback and receiver tends to be.
Yeah, that's right.
He can have a lot of success, and he's Aaron Donald, man. I think you'd strongly consider it.
Where do you, all right, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to just give me the first answer that comes to your mind. Not think about it, not just, Aaron Donald is the what player of all time?
12?
Yeah, I was going to go 10 to 20.
Yeah, 12?
Is that right?
I think
that's right.
Oh, it certainly is. I mean, I think defensively, he's right there at the top. But I think you bring up a great point because he comes back. There's only been he could be the first player ever to win 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. No one's done it more than 3 times. And, of course, Myles Garrett's going to eat a lot of attention. Could be Aaron Donald that eats, could be vice versa. But he has a lot to gain by coming back as far as another Super Bowl, another All-Pro. And I think the narrative, hey, missing some time, come back, being elite, there's so much that he could still accomplish as a football player.
Combination of opportunity and just rhythm and just excitement. I can't think of a more... LA is going to be as fun to watch sports in as we've had in a long time.
Oh, yeah, this is where it's at, man. The sports capital of the world. Don't make me read the script again. I will.
Oh, that's
LA.
We're revisiting that.
That's hilarious.
You love the script. You love everything about the script. You know why?
I was bullied into doing the script.
You're bullied to that courtroom. You're bullied by the promise of a beautiful city. The Dodgers are playing tonight, and we are going to preview that game on your home for pregame. Everything in LA next on DMAC and Ryder. up? Welcome back into the show. DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That is calldowntown.com. Man, soccer's almost over, huh?
It's flying by. It feels like a blur, but yeah, we're getting close.
Oh, I meant to look up how much the Spain tickets are on Friday.
Definitely going to be a lot cheaper now, that's for sure.
Yeah, if you bought those looking to price gouge, I guess you got price gouged.
Guess you did.
Boomerang! Guy! Want to be in the building when LA decides it's champion? 310 Originals and 97.1 The Fan is giving you tickets to the City Championship Celebrity Challenge. Deshaun Jackson versus Keyshawn Nixon, July 11th in Harbor City. Paul Pierce, YG, Matt Barnes, Jordan Love, and more with Marathon Burger. $40 gets you in or listen to win. This is LA's game, and we're giving away tickets right now. Let's do, what call are you feeling? What do you want?
Man, let's hit the triple. Let's do 3.
Caller number
Caller
3.
3.
All right, 2 tickets to the City Championship Celebrity Challenge. Call now, 855-97-LA-FAN, 855-975-2326. All right, so we've got a little Dodgers update for you. Dodgers, do you want to do the lineup? You would love the lineup. You've done the lineup forever.
Let's hit it. What we got?
You got it?
Oh, I do not have the lineup yet.
All right, I'm going to do it. Is it out yet?
Should be.
Okay, let's look.
5:05.
I'm going to look at it. I'm going to rock it. We're going to see what the deal is.
I got banned from the lineup.
You got banned from... No, you didn't. We believe in you. It's out. You want to do it?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, no,
I'll do it.
You do it. Let me
All
react.
Right. Robo. All right, Shohei Ohtani, who you want to retire, is leading off. Andy Paez, okay, I'll choke on the food. Andy Paez in the 2 spot. Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, Tommy Edman in the 5 hole. Kyle Tucker, Dalton Rushing, the hero of last night's game. Alex Freeland and Miguel Rojas.
Love to see it. Tommy Edman back in the lineup. He got hit in the foot, so definitely good to see him back out there. And then Justin Robleski might feel a little slighted, right? I mean, feels like he should be the all-star team, but hey, we got to look at that 2 spot, right? Who is going to be productive? Andy Paez has really been on a longer slump, a longer stretch where he hasn't been the same guy.
Hole, dude. He's
yeah,
not,
neither do I.
I haven't updated the numbers, but he's well into sub 200. Paez in the 2 spot, and he had the 3rd best WAR in baseball when you and I were doing the show 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean,
he baseball, was, dude.
I mean, the defense and what he's been able to do in center field, a big reason why, but also the bat's been very productive. But one thing I love about this, too, is...
It was a month ago, but yeah.
You get Mookie Betts with a day off. And Mookie Betts, you want to keep him fresh, and you got Miguel Rojas, a guy that can play. Mookie Rest, there you go. Miguel Rojas, he can step in and play Gold Glove level shortstop, and Alex Freeland gets an opportunity. How about Dalton Rushing, who was batting 9th yesterday? He goes up in the order, so gets up a little reward there for Dalton Rushing. Love to see that.
Dave Roberts, to your point about Robo and the All-Star game, did say this just a few minutes ago about tonight's starting pitcher for the Dodgers, Justin Robleski, still, because they added 3 names, still not being named an All-Star.
You know, he's won 10 games for us. To be able to get pitching decisions, you've got to go deeper in games. The ERA, it's about winning. The ERA is stellar, and so innings per outing. And so I just think that he's performed enough to earn that opportunity. And also I think, Tanner had a rough one yesterday, but I still think that, as far as relievers go, he's one of the elite relievers in the National League. And both guys would pitch where, you get opportunities and guys aren't pitching. So there's going to be some changes and some talks. There's continual talks about both guys.
Robleski, by the way, 10-2, 2.80 earned run average, which is really good. I mean, a lot of times I sort of try not to roll my eyes because it is the job of every manager and every sort of person who has to adhere to or be a part of a team or a fan base to go, our guy should have been in. You can make a case for Robo.
Oh, you 100% can. He should have taken one of these spots. I mean, I think Braxton Ashcraft certainly deserves a spot there. As far as the overall WAR, he leads the group of Riley O'Brien, Jesus Luzardo, himself, and Robleski. But Robleski should have been in there over a Jesus Luzardo. I mean, you look at the ERA, it's better. The ERA plus is better. If you want to go traditional wins and losses, it's 10-2 versus 7-4. And also Riley O'Brien, who's in 36 games as a reliever, and he has 22 saves. You have him in that spot. So, look, Justin Robleski, El Tiburon, a.k.a. the Shark, he deserves a spot, as Pedro Martinez so affectionately dubbed him. He deserves a spot. I'll call it right now, though I think ultimately Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who made his second All-Star team, I think that maybe they'll pull Yoshinobu, and I think Robleski will take his teammate's spot and ultimately make the All-Star team. That's my call right there. I think that's ultimately happens.
If you're watching on the stream at the Fan LA, if I get on the camera, this is Doug. He's calling a shot. Let me ask you a question apropos of almost nothing. Do you think Babe Ruth actually called his shot at Wrigley Field?
There's a lot of myths about it. I don't think it happened, though.
Oh, come on!
I don't. It didn't. I mean,
even the Magic.
It's not. I mean, I believe in the reality. I'm here for the fairy tale of it. But
believe in the magic, dude. What are you doing?
I mean, come on. I just don't think.
Do you think Jake Taylor called his shot? And then bunted.
That's a different one. But
That's
I mean,
fictional, isn't it?
It is fictional.
Yeah, I want it to be real.
We could totally get into that, though. I mean, there's so much there. The pitcher Charlie Root, 1932 World Series with the Cubs. Look, I mean, I love stuff of legend. I think Babe Ruth is.
Yeah, I can tell you, just
the lore
all over it.
But I just don't think that it's exactly what happened. I mean, because historians are divided on it.
What historians are divided on lots of stuff, like whether you like.
You
Ohtani.
Really think that Babe Ruth in that situation called his shot?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I want it to be real.
I mean, there's no cell phone video of it.
No, the cell phones were off that day. The grid was down. Dave Roberts also said that everything is on track for Shohei Ohtani to pitch on Friday. It's not official, but Roberts said he doesn't see Ohtani pitching in the All-Star game or doing the home run derby.
So a couple things. I love the last two things you said. I do not need to see him in the home run derby. I don't need to see him pitching in the All-Star game.
Even though, so we're aligned. Even though he is the premier player, and this is an event where you're supposed to sell the game. Because I agree with you, but just maybe the counterpoint that Manfred would say, if you're a baseball fan, you're not watching Dodgers games unless you're a Dodgers fan or the Dodgers are playing your team, right? There's so many games everybody is watching their own team. I'm not sure a lot of people see him pitch. I agree, but I'm sure Major League Baseball would love him to pitch so that everybody in America can watch him get out there for an inning or two.
It would be cool. I mean, I think that it helps grow the game, but they don't need him to play in an exhibition game. They really don't. And if you're the Dodgers, who are going to have control in that situation. Remember, Shohei Ohtani, we didn't see pitch in the WBC either, right? So these exhibition games that weren't Dodge-related, in my eyes, this is probably a little bit of a compromise, right? This is Shohei saying, hey, let me pitch one more start and try to get those starts up. And we've seen how we have made the case today that I think he has an increased chance. What?
You know what? Well, don't try to get over. Don't try to slide over to this side of the room.
No, all right? Come on. All right, well,
I need him to pitch some innings, though, on Friday. I need him to get, 7 innings would get him close to being on target and on track.
Yeah, 14 starts right now. That'll be his 15th start of the season. Like I said, you just want to be in that clubhouse, and you want to watch the guy in front of you kind of miss some putts, right? And then you got a chance, and then...
I mean, like you said sit him. You said don't let him do this. I think at one point you said he should just hit.
I never said that.
Are you sure?
This is absolute... No, I never said that.
Okay,
I would never say
I can't keep track of your...
There's a big difference between going
forth.
5 and 6 innings than going 7, 8 innings and throwing 110 pitches. I think that with the rest...
You never said that you just want him to maybe take a couple weeks off and hit.
I said that his value is more as a hitter than a pitcher, but also this team is...
Would you give me $1,000 if I could find on tape you saying that you want him to sit for a couple weeks and just hit?
Oh, I'll give you $1,000. Sit for a couple weeks? I never said that.
Okay.
That sit for a couple weeks. Look, the truth is, you're without 2 of your aces in Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow. The difference between skipping a start is not miss several weeks or a month.
Eugene texting you, what are you doing in 5?
That's
4,
insane.
3, 2.
I would hear about that if I ever said that. Trust me, I did not.
Would you like to hear from a caller who'd like to discuss the Dodgers with us on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports?
Is it MTV Gen X watcher again?
It's not.
Okay. Then
it is not a Ronaldo call. Look, Ohtani's good, but he's not Ronaldo. No.
Let's talk some ball.
855-97-LA-FAN. 855-97-LA-FAN is the phone number you can call and the number that Eric in LA called into, which is why he is now on the show. Eric, what's up, buddy? You're on DMAC and Reiter.
All is good. 2 quick things. Rushing. I love the passion. I love his competitiveness, right? But you want to direct it and channel that in a right place. I don't want to see him breaking bats in the dugout. I don't want to see him repeatedly hitting himself on the head. That's a bit unhinged to me. And when you manage to piss off one of the nicest guys, not just on the field, Shohei Ohtani, probably one of the nicest human beings you will ever come across, you manage to piss him off, that's a you problem.
Amen, Eric. Amen, dude. I love number one.
With Shohei, this is the dilemma, right? You want to preserve him. As a fan, and if you're the Dodgers organization, you want to preserve him, right? But the question is, do you deny him to want to be great? Like, he strives to be the greatest player of all time. You know, that's why he joined the Angels. He would have been a Dodger had the NL had the DH, right? So do we deny that, or as a fan, do we want to preserve him?
Eric, that is an incredible question. And in a day and week of great calls, an amazing call. And I'm going to ask Doug that.
Look, I'm not trying to clip the wings of an eagle.
At you and you didn't like it.
I know, I loved it. I'm here for it. I want all of
you went eyes straight down with the hat.
I want all the smoke. Look, here's the thing.
Okay.
I think if you're Shohei Ohtani, like I said earlier in the show, you don't want to just win the battle, you want to win the war. And I think the war is winning the World Series. And the truth is...
You're doing the thing again.
No, but the thing is true, though.
Julie, do the thing.
The thing is true.
Can you name that?
What? The thing...
It's from an Avatar cartoon.
Okay, yeah, well, the thing is that I think you got to protect him. Look, here's the thing. I get it.
almost started choking and laughing. I should have known Avatar would be a sweet spot for him.
I love Avatar. It's a great movie. James Cameron, shout out to him.
This is the cartoon, but okay, it's fine. It's the long form cartoon. It's okay.
Really?
Narrative divide. It's great.
I'm here for it.
One of the great TV shows of all time, honestly.
Jeez.
Well, like
that's high praise.
It's really good.
Well, I think to get to his point about Shohei Ohtani is I still think that he can do both, but it's going to be a very thin chance just because of the six-man rotation, just because of the position that he's in.
People like you that keep asking for him to pitch 5 innings.
I mean, how about people like me? He pitches already in a six-man rotation in and of itself.
He probably should go 7 innings if he's going to win a Cy Young Award.
But he has not been able to do that because of his own pitching ability of late.
Yeah, if you're a
3.52 ERA last 5 starts.
So you're saying that like his lack of ability is why he got pulled in a no-hitter?
Well, he controls
Absolutely.
that. He controls that. Wait, what do you mean pulled in a no-hitter?
He got pulled at a seminal moment a month ago, which we argued about.
Yeah, that's a different situation.
How is that his problem?
Because
what
do you mean?
Pitching so well?
And that's not that. I mean, it's totally different when it comes to Shohei.
Am I making
they
this
have
up?
a
He
plan.
got pulled in a no-hitter, right? Yeah, okay.
All right.
It feels like 2 years. What? I'm not. Point.
No, here's the thing, though. I mean, I know what you're trying to do here. You're trying to make the case that you're trying to make the case that this little window that's open for Shohei to get the award, which clearly
I
is
want
there.
Him to stay in striking distance. Here's what I'll say. Do I want him to pitch 130 pitches on Friday? No. Do I feel frustrated that they've missed opportunities to get his innings count up? Yes. I think that if it to use an analogy, I keep going back to because it's in my brain. I heard this morning. As long as the ice isn't cracking, I'm here for it, right? So on Friday, if he's on the ice and it's not cracking, get him to 7 innings. You get him to 7 innings, he'll be at 92 2/3. He'll basically be a third of an inning behind being on pace. But if he goes 5 innings, now you start to be where you're 3 innings behind, 4 innings behind.
So I hear you talk a lot about Shohei Ohtani, but less about the team's big goals. I really do. And for you.
Wow.
No, I mean seriously, it's all about look. The Dodgers.
I can love
the Dodgers,
Shohei and you can love
the
the Dodgers
didn't sign Shohei Ohtani to fill his trophy case. They signed him
so you're calling
to
him
fill
selfish.
theirs. No, I'm not.
You're the person.
I'm not. I think that both.
You're the person who's
like getting back to you mentioned.
Hold on. You're the person who's told me DMAC on DMAC and Reiter that it's Ohtani who wants a Cy Young Award, and it's Ohtani who put it on. What'd you tell me? He has a list or something. So you're the one he's the one that wants it. Are you saying he's being selfish?
I think that. It's not selfish. I think that it is.
You're about to come at me for it, but it's him who's doing it. So go at him.
I mean, it's not that. I don't think it's him being selfish. I think that there has to be a recalibration of what he can accomplish each individual season based on new facts.
Now you're using like really fancy words to not say to him what you were going to say to me.
What? I don't like. So
you said I shouldn't prioritize his trophy case. I should prioritize the Dodgers trophy case, but you really mean he should.
I think it's got to be mutual. I think it's got to be collaborative. And
he's Shohei Ohtani. He's going to pitch and hit. That's what he wants to do.
You mentioned so going back. So you mentioned when they pulled him right against the Rockies, no-hitter, where he had given up an earned run, he had the 4 walks, threw 99 pitches. You think it makes a lot of sense to keep him out in a game like that?
We had this conversation then, so I can certainly...
It's reckless behavior. It's mismanagement.
To let him go out for a couple more hitters and see what happens? What if he gets 3 guys out in 12 pitches? He can't go 106 pitches?
Yeah, he certainly could. I think he would have gone. He would have probably gotten 9 more ground ball outs, and he would have pitched a no-hitter.
I don't know, man.
At what cost? At what cost? At some point, here's the thing about Shohei Ohtani.
You know what? If you follow your logic to its end, and I respect where you're coming from, but if you follow your logic to its end, you are the guy in a front office all those years ago who would have said the kid can hit, but he's not going to do both. He's ridiculous. The rules that you're applying to him don't apply to him. He's the only guy in history, really, in modern baseball, who can do both of these things. And so this is what he does, dude. Let him do both. Let Shohei cook.
So let Shohei cook.
Let Russ cook.
So
Let Shohei cook.
This is what he does, right? This is what he does. Did he also get 2 Tommy John surgeries? Yes or no? Exactly.
So do you want to have him pitch?
I want him not to get another Tommy John surgery because if he does that, we'll never see him pitch again.
So I want to understand because I want to protect him too, and you're the expert. I'm not. 10 pitches in one game will be the difference between Tommy John surgery or not.
Dude, he's throwing 100+ miles per hour.
I'm asking.
Like I said, you don't want to take that risk. You are playing with fire at that point.
If you go from 99 to 100 pitches, will you get Tommy John surgery?
I don't know the future like that, but the more you pitch, the higher the risk.
Okay, so how often can he pitch?
5 or 6 innings. You top it at 90 to 100.
So you don't
go
want
past
him to prioritize on any way a Cy Young Award, and I do. That's fine.
So going back to what we said at the top of the show, you're acting like like if this is Interstellar.
I'm with Eric
and I'm
in
saying
LA.
don't go to space, right? The greatest discoveries they require a lot of risk, right?
They do.
And I think for his case to go and win a Cy Young, to win a unanimous MVP, to do something that's never been done before, you would have to go to the edge to do it. This would make sense for a team like, I don't know, the Angels when he was on there. But I don't think it makes sense for a team like the Dodgers that are going for 3 straight titles. You're not going to change my opinion on that. Because this team without Shohei Ohtani doesn't win the NLCS. They don't get to the World Series.
Your argument about the 2 previous Tommy John surgeries is fair. But if the Wright brothers had said, you know what, there's not a perfect safety record here, none of us would be able to fly anywhere. Sometimes the past and the bad things that happen aren't stop signs. They're understandings of where we can go and that there's going to be a risk to get there.
But do you accept the risk? Is the mission more important than the fear?
I'll accept 12 extra pitches in June.
I mean, that's not how it works, though.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I mean,
read me the stats. How many pitches did he have when they pulled him out of a
he had
no-hitter?
99. But he had,
11 more pitches.
So you're going back to that.
I'll go back to 110 pitches. Yeah,
but in the
for another
grand
inning.
scheme of things, as far as maintaining his health and well-being this season,
he's in a 6-man rotation, dude. If this guy pitched for another team, if he pitched for the Yankees or the Cubs, and he was in a 5-man rotation, he'd be doing that. And you know what? There's a good chance they'd manage him so he'd be fine, he'd be successful.
That's what I've been saying all year.
Put him in a system where he's overly compensated in terms of safety, and you still want to double down. You're like the helicopter parent where you already got the restrictions on him. He's got the track, he's got the Apple tracker, and he's got 3 people watching him, and you're like, no, you can't walk 3 blocks away because something could happen. There's 4 people watching him, and you got an Apple tracker in his pocket. Let him pitch. You want him to pitch 5 innings a game.
I love I'm on the same page.
I'm not saying 130 pitches.
I'm on the same page with the Dodgers and Andrew Friedman in this organization. They have a 6-man rotation for a reason.
I'm not saying don't do a 6-man rotation. I'm saying you've already put him in a system that protects him.
Well, they're doing that. He just threw 110 pitches.
So why can't he have done it a month ago and got an extra inning? Why can't he go 7 on Friday if it's marginal?
He's been walking batters.
No, that's fair.
I mean, like you act like we're getting prime Josh Gibson right now.
Pitch him 5. The guy has a sub-2 earned run average.
He does, but he also has a 3.52 ERA in the last 5 starts.
I haven't looked up
so that
Bob
means
Gibson's
the performance.
Stats. Did he walk anybody in that season? And prime Bob Gibson, did he not walk? Was every game a perfect
He had
game?
a couple. There were some.
There was a point in the chat that I thought was like nuance. Like you and I are losing our nuance and our frustration with each of us sort of. And again, I respect where you're coming from. I just think you're dead wrong. And I hope the same is true in my case. There was an interesting conversation in the chat at the Fan LA on YouTube. There is an issue with him getting behind people and with him getting behind accounts and with him basically, what is the old thing? Like you can't lose a golf tournament on day one, but you can't win it, but you can lose it. Like Ohtani is pressing at times. And I sometimes worry that he's pressing because he knows he's on such a short leash because of the safety approach that you and the Dodgers want to take. I'm not saying, I'll just give you the math. I'm not saying pitch him in 120 pitches. I am saying of 85 and 2/3 innings he's pitched, he clearly could be at 93 or 94 right now. There are multiple times.
But I think what you're failing to include here is him at 92, 93 innings could be a 2.5 ERA, and he's not even in the Cy Young mix. They're carefully crafting this. They're carefully. I know what they're doing. They're carefully crafting this to maintain that microscopic ERA, and then in the second half of the season, if he's within striking distance, then
take risks they shouldn't take.
Absolutely go for it if you're Shohei Ohtani, because that's what he wants to do.
So if you're down for
if you take the risk now, he could be done. He get injured because he's pitching not at 100%.
Is there?
He's not at 100%.
You've covered more Dodgers games than I have. Is there a magical force field that falls over the Dodgers in September that changes the risk factor you've been talking about? Why push in September then?
Well, because after All-Star, so this
is like Harry Potter's out there.
If this is operating,
he's back from Hogwarts. It's like in crypto safety risk.
This is operating under the assumption that he's going to have the knee at 100%, that there's going to be no lingering issues. It doesn't concern you that every other week that it feels like there's a different concern about Shohei Ohtani's health?
Every time there's any kind of a little niggle, you go, shut him down.
As you should.
And then Ohtani goes, no, I had this 2 months ago and it went away.
Hey, I've heard bad things about bicep injuries from players, okay?
I've heard good things about Shohei Ohtani.
And only great things.
Other players.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of this comes down to a trust factor. How much do you trust Ohtani? And I think I trust him more than you do to make the decisions for himself and to chase what he wants.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think that
I would.
I think I trust Ohtani wholeheartedly when it comes to his trust with the organization, because we've seen multiple times where Shohei has been. So you're saying that he's not in lockstep with the Dodgers?
Yeah, I remember when.
So you're saying that he's anti Andrew Freeman and Dave Roberts?
Do you want me to answer? Or do you want to ask me the same question 4 times? I have an answer.
I'll do 5th.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, go for it.
No, do it. No, do it. I want to be misrepresented one more time before I make my point.
Let's hear it.
On DMAC and Reiter. Do you remember, I know that you do, it's a rhetorical question, when Dave Roberts announced that Shohei would not be hitting in games that he pitched in? And I told you Shohei's going to get his way. And you think Shohei tells him what to do? And then Dave Roberts ran the other direction. That is what I think. I think Shohei gets what he wants, and he rarely flexes that muscle. But when push comes to shove, Shohei gets what he wants. If that is me thinking that Andrew Friedman, what did you say, and Faranzati are idiots, then it's actually Shohei thinking that. But I think actually, if you don't mischaracterize my Shohei's perspective, I think Shohei gets what he wants because he's Shohei Ohtani. And I think he uses that power very cautiously, which I wish you would do, given your power over Dodgers discourse, to not automatically discount the possibility he can win a Cy Young Award. Because you,
you said in a recent episode that he couldn't win the Cy Young. And I literally said snap out of it.
I told you.
I thought he could win. And then you're blaming it on
I've
me.
Been spending,
I'm the only guy on this table that said that he could still win.
You're a bad influence. But I don't want him to, and I won't let him because I'm in charge. I read that wrong. Dave Roberts is in charge. Andrew Freeman's in charge, yeah.
Hey, we'll see what happens.
I will never allow myself to be wooed by your dark rhetoric again. Your loquacious sellout of Shohei's dream again.
Last time I checked, I was the guy that still said he had a chance.
You too have a gift, and you use it for all the wrong things when it comes to Shohei Ohtani.
Really?
I recognize your skills, and I was won over by them, and I will never. If you go get the actual clip, I said I had the white flag in my hand, but hadn't put on the flagpole.
There's a separate clip.
You're so full of it. I love it. And I love Shohei Ohtani.
As do I.
I respect that you I respect you prioritize the Dodgers ahead of Shohei Ohtani. I understand that.
That's not even the case. It really isn't. You're making it's not either or. It's not. Shohei Ohtani would say himself, right? He came here to win World Series. They've done that 2 years in a row, so they have a pretty mapped out plan for him, but also it's uncharted waters. We've never seen Shohei go start to finish, pitcher, hitter,
you don't even want him
the postseason.
You want him to stay on land.
That's not true at all.
How would be inland?
How would me wanting him to go
Calabasas?
How would me wanting him to go 5 or 6 innings and still get close to the innings that he can get? I think that he's playing this perfectly. The organization's smart. I'm glad I'm on that side.
Amazing. DMAC and Reiter on the new 97.1 The Fan. the voice of LA sports, and those voices say many interesting things. We will hopefully keep that going with some Dodgers All-Star Game talk next on DMAC and Reiter. back into the show. I don't know what month it is. DMAC and Reiter. How'd you know this? DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That is injury help to 40222. I've got some responses to our Ohtani conversation. A buddy of mine, Jeff.
What's up, Jeff?
He works for one of the top, how do I phrase this? One of the top sort of data technology firms in the world. They're about information. They're about understanding what's going on. They're about logic and processing of sort of facts. And so I think his opinion is probably rooted in that. Oh, man. This is him responding to you. Oh, man. They didn't hire Ohtani to fill his trophy case. They want to win championships. Reckless to pull him in a no-hitter. So crazy. Tell that to Messi or Ronaldo. That's a great point. So Ronaldo and Messi are supposed to be like, never mind, man. We don't care about individual accolades. They overlap, dude. These are competitors.
Messi
is like trying to tell a tiger
Messi
to become
is
a vegetarian.
Messi isn't also Roberto Carlos, right? I mean, the physical burden that Shohei Ohtani deals with. Look, I've said it before. I said it again. I mean,
I think if Messi he's really old. He should have sat today. They should have sat him and preserved him.
Yeah, because a World Cup game is the same as a game in July for the Dodgers
competition.
Yeah, a World Cup.
They should have set him in qualifying.
So now this is
they should have set him in qualifying.
Now you're doing some rhetoric.
This is a critical game in order to win the Cy Young Award.
It's not a postseason
Every game matters. That's the difference.
Every game matters.
You
sure.
want a tiger to be a vegetarian?
I'm not saying that at all.
You want to read the other weird comment?
Yeah. Oh yes. So this is a very interesting comment here from Grizzly_0S0 who writes, listening to DMAC and Reiter fight is like listening to my parents fight. Yeah, it's loud and scary, but in an hour, I'll hear loud thumping noises from their room. What does that mean?
It means that it means
what? We're going to be fighting up in the rooms?
It means you grew up in a small house with parents who still love each other and needs to work through some stuff. I think that's
Hey! Woo! It's an interesting...
so many wowzers. All right. We just look, dude. We disagree on this, and I am just going to try to hold your feet to the fire on holding your perspective. I feel like it changes sometimes.
So that's absurd for you to say.
Is it?
On every level. It absolutely is ridiculous to make that suggestion.
On all of them.
I completely have stayed firm on this side. I will never deviate from this side.
Can you restate your perspective for me, just so the deviation, I can remember what...
The entire first segment was dedicated to why I think that Shohei Ohtani has an increased chance of winning a Cy Young.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is we're seeing the top Cy Young contenders start to have some slippage.
You don't want him to do it, though. You want him to sit.
I'm not saying it at all. I've never said that. He was my pick. Shohei Ohtani back early in the year was my pick to win the Cy Young. Okay,
that's nice.
I asked Shohei Ohtani.
You said a lot of things since
I was
then.
the first person in the media to even ask Shohei Ohtani about the Cy Young this year.
I told a girl. I told a girl in high school I'd love her forever. You know what? Things change, man.
Things have not changed for me.
She's in
I
Sioux
think
City
that
or something.
the fact that they are in a position where you can tread lightly a little bit, maybe try to maintain that ERA. I think what you're saying here, and kind of one thing that's being lost in all of this is if you go all gas, no brakes right now, when he's not at 100%, and right now he's not pitching at his very best, I think that you really run the risk of being a six-man rotation for having the ERA balloon up.
You're accusing me of going all gas, no brakes, and you're trying to go all brakes, no gas. How about we just drive at 40
Not really.
miles per hour?
Not really. The check engine light's on, and I just want to take the mechanic to see what's going on. I want to stop at red lights.
If he's
you want to
hurt,
go?
You think he's injured? You think hold on, I want to understand because I know you're not going to deviate.
What do you mean he's
from anything.
injured? Of course.
He's currently hurt so that he can't play.
I'm not saying that.
Is he out of the lineup today? Because I thought I looked at it.
There he is. I didn't say he's not hurt. He's hurt. He can't play. He had 3 hits. He has his 19th home run of the year last year.
He's leading off today. So Dave Roberts is being reckless.
I'm not saying at all.
Andrew Freeman's being reckless.
Not saying at all.
He's not injured, Doug.
I'm saying
he's not injured.
He's not. Is he at 100%?
Nobody's at 100%. We had that conversation 2 days ago.
Has he dealt with a lingering knee injury?
You're the one that agreed and made the point with me that no one's ever at 100% injured, if we're going to get into semantics, is so physically problematic, so below whatever percent, that they can't play in a given day. He is not injured. He is literally starting today. He is leading off. He's not injured.
He's not at 100%.
No one's at 100%, as we discussed the other
Here's
day.
something that I would stand on, and I know it to be true. I just feel this in my heart of hearts.
It's a lot of build-up to say
if there was
say.
any other pitcher in this rotation that was one of the top guys, whether it be Yamamoto, Blake Snell, or Tyler Glasnow, if they were dealing with a similar injury or ailments or lingering issues like Shohei Ohtani has dealt with, whether it be the knee inflammation, whether it be a blister, whether it be the bicep issue, they would be on the injured list. So,
so you're hold on. Where are we at? 5:40. I can clip this if I need to. You're saying that any other pitcher would be on the injured list,
yes,
but Ohtani is not on the injured list and should be. So you are saying that he's injured. So why would the Dodgers, when you tell me they have a plan and they know what they're doing and they've got an approach, why wouldn't Dave Roberts and Andrew Friedman put him on the injured list then? You just said he should be on the injured list.
I did not say that. I mean, that's insane.
You just said any other pitcher with these that is an Ohtani.
That doesn't mean you put him on the injured list. That means you make sure he's not. What do you mean cut it? What you think I'm like a? You think I can't? I don't understand what I'm saying. I know exactly what I'm saying. Like, what are you talking about?
The same.
I mean, no one's.
You just said any other pitcher that's in this situation be on the injured list.
And the point of that is that when you know that, but you also are very cautious and careful with Shohei Ohtani, that you don't burn him into the ground. I'm not the only person in the world that thinks this or says this too sometimes.
If he should be on the injured list, then he should be on the injured list.
I don't think he should be on the injured list.
Does he have a
But I think that he should throw 110 pitches. Like, both things can be true. I don't think he should throw 110 pitches.
Any other pitcher on the Dodgers team. Do you have it?
Of course. You do realize that me saying that does not suggest they should put Shohei Ohtani on the injured list.
It's
just pointing out.
Do you think he's an actual superhero?
It's just pointing out how carefully the Dodgers manage their starters and how in this situation it feels like they're doing something differently with Shohei because they're honoring the fact that he came to them at the beginning of the season and said
Yoshi would be on the injured list right now?
I do, 100%.
Then either Shohei Ohtani should be on the injured list, or the Dodgers are such helicopter baseball parents modeled after my good friend Doug McCain that I can't trust them on anything anymore.
Well, I mean, welcome to the club. It took you that long to realize that. When the Dodgers say something about injuries, it's usually the opposite.
No, not what they say, what they do. You said the injured list, not saying that maybe something's wrong or saying that they're okay and then put them on the injured list the next day. You just said that Yoshi would be on the injured list if he was Ohtani in the same shape. In the same position.
That's my personal opinion. I stand firm on that, yeah.
Okay. Which means that either the Dodgers are ridiculous in their management of players in a bad way in terms of being way too cautious, or Ohtani's hurt, in which case I would sit him. I want him to win the Cy Young Award. I don't want him to play if he's injured.
Like you said, and like we both have established, there's a big difference between an injury that can keep someone out of a lineup because...
That's not injured list. That's just banged up over the course of a season.
Has he not? Literally twice in the last couple of weeks, he's had an injury that's kept him out of the lineup. Yes or no?
Yes.
So what does that mean?
That in those days he was.
So
injured.
He magically recovered in 24 hours.
It means on those.
So he recovered in. What
do
you
want me to answer? It means on those days he was injured, and on the days that he wasn't, he played like today. I don't know the percentage, but if 74% is a go and 73% is not a go. It means on those days he was on the wrong side of whatever line they were. I just spit everywhere because I'm so frustrated with you. And
I hope you're right.
But what?
I hope you're right. I hope he's.
You know what
he's
happens when you paint yourself into a corner? You start turning in circles.
I'm not in a
But
corner.
you're in the
I'm
same
not in a
place.
corner at all. I've laid out specifically what I think and how I feel. Usually my track record speaks for itself when it comes to Dodgers-related things.
You don't get to do that. My track record
I'm not
speaks
saying,
for itself, too.
I'm not
That's
saying,
cool.
I'm not saying it's you. I'm saying that I like my point is that I'm going to stick with my guns on this one because I feel confident about it.
You just okay.
I just what?
I don't know.
I'm confused. Help me.
I'm flummoxed.
Help me. Like
help me. Help
I
you.
think that you want to live on the extremes of this, right? You want to live on the extremes where
you're telling me that the reason they have to be cautious with him and not necessarily let him win a Cy Young Award is because if it were
So
Yoshi,
now he's winning it?
he'd be on the injured list because he should be on the injured list, but he's not. So are they overly which is it? Are they overly cautious with him or are they reckless with Shohei Ohtani? Because now you're saying they're reckless with him.
I think they are in communicating.
Cool, then let's go 8 more pitches. If we're already, to your words, not mine, if they're already reckless with Ohtani, I didn't say it. Doug McCain said the Dodgers are reckless with Shohei Ohtani. If they're already so reckless that he should be on the injured list, but he's not because they're reckless with him, then throw him 8 more pitches when he has a no-hitter. Let him go an extra inning. You know what? I wasn't down for 110 pitches, but now that you've told me that they're already reckless with him, what the hell?
Okay, fine. Then let's use as many of those bullets as we possibly can right now.
I'm following your logic.
Okay,
I didn't know they were reckless with him.
I
thought
mean,
they were the opposite.
I think there's a lot in play here, and I think one of them is that they respect the fact that Shohei Ohtani has come here and he's delivered 2 World Series titles. There's a contractual element to this where he gets to pitch, he gets to hit. I think in a perfect world, the way the Dodgers have managed their roster is if any of their superstars have so far as a scratch on them, if they get a splinter just by picking up the bat, that they miss some time. That hasn't been the case for Shohei Ohtani. So I think when you look at how they handle other players in Shohei, yes, it's different. And I think the reason for that is Shohei Ohtani is baseball Jesus. He is Superman in baseball cleats. He gets to do those things. So fine, let's live with it. But I think at some point you have to really make sure that you're not burning him into the ground. I mean, you guys want to play with fire, then fine, go for it. To me, it's not the two extremes. I'm not saying don't pitch. I'm saying that 110 pitches is excessive for a guy that's not 100%. That's the only two-way player on the planet. Yes, he's Superman. Yes, he is an all-time great. Yes, he's the greatest player ever to play, but he also has never done this before. And statistics show the more you pitch, the higher your risk is of injuring your arm. And if he injures his arm and he has his 3rd Tommy John surgery, will 1, never see him pitch again, and 2, the Dodgers will not win the World Series this year.
The last word goes to Doug McCain. This is the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports, and we'll reveal the hero of the day next on DMAC and Reiter. even if we don't sound like it. It's DMAC and Reiter.
That comment said it all.
Presented by DTLA Law Group. That's funny. On the new 97.1, The Fan, the voice of LA Sports, accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. Some things are off the record. I'm not going to say what you said in the break, but you said something about working with me for 8 weeks, and I'm going to laugh on that for about a month.
I forgot. I have a short memory.
Me too. All right. So, you're crazy, man. Do we have a hero of the DMAC and Reiter hero of the day? Leo Messi was a finalist. We had Dalton Rushing, Malik Tillman, and Mr. Pochettino. And the winner, man, I can't believe Messi didn't win, is Dalton Rushing.
Dalton Rushing.
Fair. That was a pretty amazing walk-off single.
That was great. I think it's just the 2-week run that he's been on.
Yeah.
Having the success, overcoming that moment, learning from it. So you love to see that, man. Dalton Rushing.
Good at bat. It was great at bat.
Yeah, great at bat. Honestly, it was a fantastic at bat in that situation. Get in the mix, kind of going toe-to-toe with that Rockies dude, Carrick. So, look, man, he's fun to watch, man. I don't know if you know this, too, is that there's this thing about Rushing and the John Boy social media account that doesn't want to say his name. And
I don't know that. I read John Boy all the time.
So basically, there's this thing on Twitter where every time he does something bad, they'll be like, "You won't guess who da 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 da," right? So the Dodgers social media account, after he had the walk off, they said, "You won't guess who hit the walk off home run." So the Dodgers official account took a shot at John Boy.
That's amazing.
And that's fire.
John
right
Boy
there.
is pretty. I mean, I'm sure like some of the John Boy Ohtani rushing breakdown
That was great.
Was
unbelievable.
Was incredible.
Dude, he's unbelievable. He I remember talking to him once about like some break. He's like said like, I'll spend like 40 hours just in the basement, the dungeon, just doing his breakdown. Like that guy puts in work on those breakdowns, dude.
Dude, he's the timing, the comedic timing, the analysis.
Yeah, I mean I watched that Ohtani one, and I will say this
good.
too. That look that Ohtani gives Rushing, it was chilling.
Yes,
it was.
And then when Ohtani looks into the dugout for help,
he does. He's like you better talk to your boy.
And John Boy uses a word that we really shouldn't be using on the air, but it's okay. I flip you the bird. Let's just not do it tomorrow. I mean, it was pretty good. So in conclusion, because I don't want to misrepresent you, and I do get passionate about this, and you do too. We both recognize Ohtani has a little more of an opening to win the Cy Young Award. Not that he'll do it necessarily, but there's a little more room with Christopher Sanchez struggling and the Miz being okay today and should have had 5 put on him in his last outing on the second. You would like him to win, but not even remotely with risking the postseason, and you view that therefore as if it's 5 innings or it's every 6 days or less, so be it. Whereas I feel like there's an overly cautious approach to Ohtani, that is overly cautious, and that you can squeeze out an inning here or there to keep him on track. Is that a fair summation?
Yeah, sure.
No, if it's not,
it is. I think I'm not saying that there's not certain nights where there's efficiency from Shohei, where he's extra dominant, that you don't take advantage of that to have a virtuoso masterclass of a performance. Look, I think one of the issues in Major League Baseball for the last 10, 15 years is you don't come to the game to see starting pitches as much as you used to, right? Because you're seeing pitchers.
You're right, but I do.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, not because you don't want to see that, because that's why I'm old school like that too. I want to see those top billing level pitchers. So the reason why we don't see that is because you're not seeing pitchers go deep into the games as they used to go.
Yeah.
So look, if there's certain nights to pick your spots, yes, but I think that right now the strategy should be throttle down just a slight bit, and then you allow those guys, Christopher Sanchez and Jacob Mizorowski, to hopefully continue to go through their slumps. Paul Skeens hasn't having a great year, and then you could strike. You just want to hover around.
I think he has to qualify. I think he has to officially win the ERA crown to win the Cy Young Award. I have a question for you, and there's no wrong answer. There's not, because he's not local. Rob Dibble is a friend of mine. Rob Dibble is a great human. Rob Dibble, obviously the pitcher and played pitcher of the Reds. Rob, if you're listening, you know this is true. Rob is a crazy person in all the good ways. And he has these sort of crazy, like he believes that resting guys and pitching every 6 days and pitching 5 innings is why guys eventually get hurt and have Tommy John surgery. Think about whether you want to have Rob on next week to just have you two go at it.
Oh, I'd love to do it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, look, the tendon isn't a muscle, right? The tendon is not a muscle, right? I will say that.
No, I'm And on this, I'm just gonna I might even moderate a Lincoln Douglas style Ohtani debate between the two of you.
You have a really fun week set up for next week, by the way. It's kind of unhinged.
Are we getting Katie Woo?
Yeah, we'll get Katie Woo.
All right.
Ask her to be on. We'll hopefully get a former Dodger.
A
former Dodger.
Mystery
A little mystery Dodger.
Okay.
Give you a hint. What was the caller today?
That'll be tailor-made for some good radio if I'm not mistaken. Next week is famously just a slow week in terms of news. Now, LeBron may just go. It'd be very LeBron to actually. LeBron's savvy enough to announce next week when there's nothing happening and make it all about him. Maybe that'll come next week. But assuming not, how far afield do you want to go? Like, how kooky do you want to get with guests or segments?
Oh, let's get wacky. Let's get weird, baby.
Should we do our list next week on each, basically you and I on each other?
We could.
The things we like the most and the least about each other.
Wow. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I've developed a thick enough skin to take the least part, but I'll do my best.
Worst thing when Doug's not there.
That'd be funny. One guy gets like extras detailed and personal.
Yeah. The way you sound when you laugh, you loser.
Yeah. Everything you say about me, I hate.
Yeah. You put a lot of passion into
That'd be
that.
fun, though.
That came off as very sincere.
No, definitely not.
Oh, no. All right. Are we still... What are the rules
You're like
here?
Shohei. You can do no wrong to me, man.
Then you hate me.
No.
I'm someone that you respect or you hate. I got it. I am like Shohei.
You can't do it all.
Thank you to everyone who listened today. Thank you for hanging out with us over what? Are we in week 8? Is that where we are?
Yeah.
That's
wow.
bonkers, dude.